Okay, so it looks like I'm live now. The sound check should be okay. I'm pretty sure the sound is good. I'm paying Verizon freaking $200 a month, so I assume everything should be good. All right, so I kind of wanted to do this topic for a while, but I held off on doing it up until now. So basically, first of all, so that we understand who I'm talking about, I'm going to read a couple of the stats, the bio for this person. So this way we all understand exactly who I am talking about. Just give me 1 second. I want to throw down this link real quick so that this way anybody who intends on joining can join. Whether they join or not is immaterial because I'm still going to, you know, have this as a video that's actually a video. So, people will be able to watch it at any given time. See, one of the biggest problems that I have, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later in the manosphere, a lot of these dudes, they make these videos and then they have to run and hide. Like, I don't run and hide from anybody. It's like, I'm not going to fucking delete my shit or hide my shit in fear of fucking YouTube. I don't do that. I don't do that. Some of these dudes do it. I don't agree with it. I don't do that. So it's like, when I make a video, it stays up and it's going to keep being monetized and it's going to keep making me money. That's how it works. Okay, so we're going to read into this on Just Pearly Things. Just Pearly Things. What's her boyfriend, age, Wikipedia, real name, net worth, height, bio, and more. This information, I believe, is accurate up to October 15, 2022. Things may have changed since then. Well, for example, her number of subscribers has absolutely changed since then. And on top of that, her position, I'd say, in the manosphere has changed considerably since then, especially now that she's featured Andrew Tate. And that basically has caused like a skyrocketing popularity. Basically, it's like every single day she's up another 15 to 25,000 subscribers. So look, we'll talk about that a little bit later. So anyway, it says Just Pearly Things, born November 4th, 1996, is a US-based TikTok star, YouTuber, host, and social media influencer. She primarily rose to popularity on TikTok for sharing short video clips. So far, she has amassed almost 1 million followers. Now, right now, according to YouTube, I believe the last count that I saw was 925,000, which means that it's behind. Considering today is December 28th, she will most likely have passed 1 million subscribers before New Year's Day, especially at the rate that she's risen. So there are some people who are hating and they're saying that these are fake subs, they're bots, and this, that, and other. But then when you try to argue with them, they turn around and say, oh, yeah, well, most of her subscribers are simp men. So I'm like, well, which one is it? Is it bots or is it simp men? And then there's a large number of her subscribers who are British and UK people. There's a large number of her subscribers who are, American based and this, that, and other. We'll get to that later. Apart from TikTok, she is fairly active on other social media websites such as YouTube and Instagram. Continue reading the article to find out more information. Yeah. Okay, so this is Just Pearly Things right here. This Pearly right there. So there's some people. I was watching Donovan Sharp's channel yesterday. Donovan Sharp was talking about Just Pearly versus Brittany Renner. And basically, Donovan Sharp said that Just Pearly Things is an 8 at least. Now, first of all, if you know anything about my rating system, there are no 10s. God tried to create a 10. He failed miserably. Sorry. Eve was a complete failure. Bitch turned, as soon as God and Adam turned their back, the bitch was fucking eating rotten fruit from the snake, and she doomed all of mankind by disobeying God. So as far as I'm concerned, no, she wasn't even a 10. And you couldn't trust her ass. Couldn't trust her. So the reality is there are no 10s at all. There are no 10s. So every time I hear somebody say, oh, yeah, this chick is a dime, I don't want to hear that bullshit. There's no such thing as no fucking 10. I don't want to hear it. So there are no 10s. That's number one. Number two, Donovan Sharp on his channel, he said she's an 8. Now, she is a tall, statuesque woman of a woman right there. This right here is like some Stepford wife right here that you see in the 1950s. And she, even with the dress that she got on, this is some 1950s, 1960s, post World War II housewife right there. Like, this is the one who don't get her fingernails dirty. She's not in the military factory making bullets, and she's not with the yes we can feminism. She's just not with it. Chances are she's as soft as they come, which is a good thing. But we'll get to that later. So it says just Pearly things. Born in an American family in the United States, Just Pearly Things' birthday falls on the 4th of November. Her real name is H. Pearl Davis, and her zodiac is Scorpio. She completed her schooling at an unknown educational institute in her hometown. I don't know where that was. Then she graduated with a degree, Bachelor of Business Administration, BBA, in Business Economics from Elmhurst University. She graduated with the course in the year 2018. While she was at college, she was a part of the university's volleyball team. So it says as of 2022, she's 26 years old. That's absolutely incredible. Date of birth, 4 November 1996. Birthplace, United States hometown. They don't know exactly where. She's a Christian, Elmhurst University College. Hobby is singing. I've never heard her sing anything. I don't know if that, if she's capable of it. So, I know I can't sing, so I'm not throwing darts. So anyway, Just Pearly Things' relationship status is single. Also, Pearl's marital status is unmarried. As per these two statements, it can be concluded that she neither has a husband nor a boyfriend right now. Looking at her dating history, she has previously dated Onia Johnson. Like Davis, he is a prominent TikTok personality with over 25 million followers. Her ethnicity is mixed, while her nationality is not known. She follows the Christianity religion. There aren't many details available about her parents. However, her father has appeared on her YouTube channel once. When it comes to her siblings, she has a total of 9. Wow, her father did some serious fucking. In fact, a few of them have appeared on her social media handles. Just Pearly Things, age, height, and more, blah, blah, blah. Being born in 1996, she's 26 years old. I think this stuff starts to repeat, but it does say her height is 5'10", weight is 62 kilograms. So I think that means she's about 150 to 160 pounds. I could be wrong. Pearl has blonde hair and blue eyes. Her body measurement's 32, 25, 35, and her shoe size 11. Yeah, because she's pretty tall. Coming to her physical features, she is quite tall and has no tattoos linked to her body. Thank God. Unlike these horrible strags who have tattoos all over themselves, we call them tramp stamps. And then on top of that, they got these disgusting nose rings where they got boogers and snot all coming out their nose. It's getting wrapped up in the ring because they got a nose ring going right through their nose, the septum ring. It's disgusting. Then they got tattoos all over their body, like they're fucking Incas or something, like they're competing for a fucking contest in ancient Aztec society or some shit. It's horrific. It's absolutely horrific what we have to deal with now. Let's see. Career. Prior to becoming a social media influencer, Just Pearly Things worked at various jobs during her college days. She has done internships at numerous companies such as Davis Wear Incorporated, Zumba Group, Proceed Innovative LLC, Push Wally Legal, and many more. After graduation, she worked at HAP System for 16 months before quitting to join Konica Minolta Business Solutions. I guess they're out of business by now because nobody buys cameras anymore. She decided to quit her job in October 2020 to fully focus on her content creation career. However, she began her TikTok account earlier that year. She quickly gained popularity after her short videos earned millions of followers. However, she recently got banned from the app as her content went against TikTok's terms and conditions. Unfortunately, she lost her TikTok account with over 900,000 followers. Well, I don't think she misses it too much because right now she's got like close to 1 million right now on YouTube. Using her TikTok wasn't a huge loss for her as she already has a good following on YouTube. She has been creating unique content on the platform for over 2 years. In fact, she has her own live show named The Pregame. She has featured many popular personalities on the show. So far, her channel has accumulated more than 491,000 subscribers with 196 million total views. Apart from sharing longer videos, she also shares short video clips on her YouTube channel. Her short videos are the major reason behind her success. In fact, her most popular video is a YouTube short with almost 7 million views. So that is the subject. Just Pearly Things net worth is 225,000 estimated. I'm guessing it's probably higher now. Her major source of income is YouTube and sponsors. Though her channel amasses millions of views each month, a majority of the views come from short videos. At the current time, YouTube pays really low for short videos. Yeah, they fucked themselves over by basically changing the algorithm and trying to manipulate traffic and everything. So they really screwed themselves. She is believed to make a few thousand each month in ad revenue. So she's kind of like me. I make a few thousand each month in ad revenue, but I'm pretty sure she makes a lot more. When it comes to sponsorships, she works with a few brands and promotes them on her YouTube channel. Not just that, she has tried selling her own merchandise previously. However, it seems that she didn't set up a proper platform to list her products. She listed her merch on various platforms, including Creative Spring. My recommendation to her is if she wants to sell merch, she should be selling tall women's clothes. Like maybe she should go to like Lane Bryant or something, and she should sell like, you know, tall women's clothes. Because if you know a tall woman, you know it's hard for them to shop and get proper sleeve lengths. It's very hard for them to do that. And dresses in the appropriate length. Sleeve lengths is usually the biggest problem. Like when they try to buy jackets, it's like the shits are always short in the sleeves. Sweaters always short. I think she should have a clothing line. Now, who's she going to get to make it while China is wrapped up with COVID? I don't know. It says facts. She is good at playing piano and guitar. Okay, that's fabulous. She is a very religious person. Her favorite sport is volleyball. She is a fitness freak, goes to the gym quite often. She loves pets, especially pets. Okay. Her contact email is justpearlythings@gmail.com. Okay, I got to write that down. She recently created a channel on Twitch, so I guess she plays games. She created a new TikTok account under the username Just Pearly Things, 5 with almost 50,000 followers. Her favorite food is sushi and pizza. So she's similar to me. I love sushi. I love pizza. She shares her pictures and short videos on her Instagram handle with 58,000 followers. She has made more than 900 tweets on her Twitter account with 5,000 followers. Okay, so that's just about it. That's just about all the data that they have. So anything else, I guess, would have to come from her. So that is just Pearly Things. So why am I making this video? All right. In fact, let me look at some of these comments because now I'm on a different page. So I see it says, although I respect and dig Pearl's content, in my opinion, she's a 1. She's cool, but not my type. Salute to her. That's pretty mean right there. There's no way she can be a 1. No, I'm sorry. She can't be a 1. Brittany Renner to me is a fucking 0. So Pearly can't be a 1 because I measure Pearly much higher than Brittany Renner. But I'll save that for later. It says she is a 5. No, I don't think so. No. I watched that premiere video with Tate and Pearl. I'm not surprised or shocked that YouTube demonetized it. Yeah, they were going to do that anyway. Some real fish sheet. However, it is what it is. I can't stand any form of censorship. Well, here's the problem. It's not censorship technically because the government didn't do it. YouTube is a private platform. They are basically allowed to censor anything they want, or they're allowed to block anything they want. And that's just a reality. As long as we're forced to deal with them, what this really is techno-fascism. It's not really censorship. It's techno-fascism. Let's see. It says, I'm digging the video. Salute to you, Big Truck, and your chat. Dudes like listening to chick talk about guys' problems more than listening to the guy. Well, Reggie, I was going to get to that in a minute, so I will definitely address that concern. Okay, she's about 1 million. Let's see. She is okay if she can cook and got good head. Okay, Reggie. All right, so we see you're pretty much focused. Okay, so it says this will be a funny stream. No, she's not an 8. I disagree. She not even average at best. Are you fucking kidding? Really? Come on, y'all guys got to stop hating. Y'all got to stop hating. Let's see. Reluctant Nabi Wama says she is a 7 or 8 to me. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so basically, here's what I think. Well, first of all, anybody who notices my community chat or has seen me make comments, I refer to Pearly as the queen of the Manosphere. As far as I'm concerned, she is the queen of the Manosphere. Why? Well, Kevin Samuels used to be the king of the manosphere, but he's dead now. So because he's dead, nature abhors a vacuum. So at this point, the Manosphere and YouTube, they needed somebody else to come in and take over where he left off. I'm sorry. So Kevin Samuels was basically coming on here, triggering women by basically talking about how badly they've screwed everything up with feminism, radical liberal leftist feminism. He's talking about how badly the black man has it when it comes to dating. He's talking about how badly, these kids have it because these women are purposefully breaking their homes. They're divorcing these men. Kevin Samuels, on his show, he had a carrot where he was basically holding the carrot of marriage up in front of the faces of these women. And he was basically like, oh, yeah, you come on my Instagram, my Facebook, whatever it was. And he was basically telling these women that, yeah, if you're a member of this, you get to, you could participate in trying to find a husband. Now, first of all, Kevin Samuels, unlike the Passport Bros, and I'm a Passport Bro, Kevin Samuels believed in marrying these women. I absolutely don't. The Passport Bros do not believe in marrying these women at all. American women specifically. The Passport Bros are about going overseas and they're going to get themselves a nice, traditional, submissive woman. Now, they're submitting to her because if you really think about it, they are spending their money, their resources in order to either live with her in her country or to bring her back. But ultimately, marriage is the bottom line. They want to have marriage. They want to have children, this, that, and other. All these strags on YouTube who keep on making all these attack videos calling Passport Bros predators, this, that, and other. The reality is, Passport Bros already won. They won the moment they cashed in their chips and said, we're not going to play anymore. We're going overseas. There's nothing you could do about it. We're taking our money. We're taking our resources. We're taking our genetic diversity. We're leaving. Kevin Samuels believed in marriage. The Passport Bros don't. And right now, the Passport Bros are running YouTube and we're running TikTok. And it's just that simple. We are on everybody's lips. Passport Bros are trending. We are right now in winter. Summer will be coming soon. Right now, you got Passport Bros already doing trips. Thailand, Brazil, Colombia, the usual suspects, Dominican Republic. But come summer 2023, Passport Bros going all over the world. My trip to Bora Bora is going to be coming up soon. I plan to also go to Singapore. I plan maybe to go back to the Philippines. Thing about it is Passport Bros are killing it. They're killing it. We keeping these women up at night. They are waking up saying, oh, I wasn't going to talk about this, but I had something heavy on my heart. I had to wake up and make this stupid ass TikTok video about how much I hate the Passport Bros. We're keeping them up at night. They're having nightmares. They are having nightmares. Understand that. We're keeping them up at night. We're not even trying to do that. We're keeping them up at night. They are yelling at their phone, calling us predators and calling us evil sex traffickers and all this bullshit. Meanwhile, Congress just made TikTok illegal for government devices. See, if I was Congress, I would have taken it one step further. I would have made TikTok illegal. Like in China, they cut off servers. They cut out apps of the App Store. They make it so you can't even download the fucking apps. If it was up to me, I'd cut the whole goddamn thing off. All these morons and strags with their shitty channels, all of them would evaporate. All of them. Now, I know some of y'all are against censorship, but as far as Congress is concerned, TikTok is a national security threat. So this goes into national security. So that's well beyond anything you have an opinion for. My thing is, I would make TikTok illegal just to make it so all these strags with their shitty followings and their morons who come on their channel supporting them, they just evaporate overnight. And that might just happen. So the night is young. That could happen. So that said, Passport Bros are winning. No matter what, we're winning. Now, there are some women who are on YouTube who have channels where they are pro, what am I saying? They're pro marriage and they're pro submission and this, that, and other. Crimson Cure is one of them. Now, the black women in the manosphere, like Cynthia G and all of them, everybody's got a G next to their name. Kendra G, Cynthia G. A lot of these women, like Cynthia G, she's like a maniac and a moron. I've listened to the bullshit that she says. I don't know if she's trolling or if she's really that stupid. And that's just it. You know, I know she's got a big, well, not even that big. Just Pearly has eclipsed all of them. All of these women you can name on YouTube, Just Pearly has eclipsed them in her views and her subscribers. She's totally eclipsed them. So the thing about it is, a lot of them have been hating on her from afar. A lot of them have been hating on her. They say, oh, yeah, well, she's a pick me and this, that, and other. That's what they call any woman who, comes on with the message that she has. They call her a pick me. So she hasn't, from my knowledge, she hasn't replied to any of that shit. She doesn't have to. She's above Cynthia G. Just Pearly things, Donovan Sharp on his show yesterday, he was saying Just Pearly things is an 8. That's what he said. That's why I made this video. It's Just Pearly thing. First of all, she's the queen of the manosphere. You can add up all the others, Cynthia G, Melly, you can add them all up. Even if their numbers came out to more than 1 million, Just Pearly is going to probably be at 2 million within a year. Easily, because she's already hitting 1 million by the end of this week. So she's above them. She's above them. Now, I know there's some people try to paint it now, because that's what ultimately happens. If you're white, they're going to try to paint you as racist. They're going to try to say that it's white supremacy. That's the reason why she's winning. Mind you, that on her channel, it's all a bunch of black guests arguing back and forth, being ratchet, especially these women being ratchet. They're going to try to say it's white supremacy. Well, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's say that Just Pearly things have white supremacy going for her. Let's say that. Some of them are arguing that she's racist. I don't buy any of that shit at all. Some of them are arguing it's white supremacy and everybody wants to see the white girl talk. Okay, fine, I'll give you that. I haven't heard anybody call it height supremacy. This is a big, tall girl right here. Now, I'm taller than her. I think she's about 6 feet tall. I'm 6'6". So I've got the height supremacy right there. But she's got height supremacy over all these little short strags. So not only does she have the white supremacy, but she's got the height supremacy. So she already winning. Then she's got subscriber supremacy. That's the important one. So she got 1 million subs by the end of this week. So she got the white supremacy, she got the height supremacy, she's got the subscriber supremacy. What you gonna do? What you gonna say now? What you gonna say? So they can call her pick me. She's coming on there with her soft, angelic voice. She's like, okay. Everybody, calm down. Oh, wait, don't overtalk me. Calm down. See, Kevin Samuels wouldn't do that. He'd be like, ma'am, no, ma'am, don't overtalk me. You better check that shit. See, Kevin Samuels had to get loud all the time. Just Pearly, she doesn't even have to get loud. She's got enforcers right there on her channel. I think they have security there. And then on top of that, she's got these dudes up there. All of them are ready to enforce the queen's will. She is the queen of the manosphere. All hail the queen. She's the queen now. She has surpassed all of the G's, all the Kendra G's, all the Cynthia G's, all of the Melly G's. She's surpassed them. All of them. All of them. Just surpassed. Blew them out the water. And now she's about to be 1 million. Just like we watched Kevin Samuels hit 1 million. I think it was right before New Year's last year. Kevin Samuels hit that 1 million. But unfortunately, he's dead now. And because he's dead, nature abhors a vacuum. We needed a replacement. So we got it. We got Queen Pearly. Now, how does that look? That you got all these black men dying. You got Kevin Samuels dying. Alan Roger Curry dying. Everybody's just dying. And they're being replaced. How does that look? Y'all got to take better care of your health. If you want to be a YouTube content creator, you got to take better care of your health because we can't have you dying and shit and leaving spaces left over. Just Pearly is the queen of the manosphere. All down on your knees, bow thy heads. She's the queen now, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. So I'm not going to name too many more names, but I heard somebody yesterday complaining complaining that Donovan Sharp called her an 8. Now, never mind the fact that most of these other Manosphere dudes, never mind the fact that these dudes occupy struggle channels. By struggle channel, yes, that's right. Mr. Chop Shop, ARC died. He died, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, but because he was not as big as Kevin Samuels, he did not have as big a send off. But yes, he died. He's dead. Um, I saw a photo of him. He had like tubes in his nose or something. I don't know when that photo was taken, but yes, he's dead. He's gone. He's no longer with us before he was supposed to be no longer with us. He's gone. It's over. So these dudes are not taking care of themselves and they're dying. And if they're dying, then somebody has to take over. Now, I hear these same struggle channels complaining about Just Pearly, complaining all the time. Oh, she just regurgitates Kevin Samuel's talking points. That's the allegation I hear the most. She just regurgitates Kevin Samuel's talking points. That's number one. Number two, oh, she's not an 8. She's not even a 4. She's not an 8. Well, here's the beautiful thing about the free market. Your opinion is irrelevant. Not only is it irrelevant because Just Pearly Things has the white supremacy, the height supremacy, and the subscriber supremacy. Not only are you irrelevant because of that, but on top of that, you're irrelevant simply because she's on top of you. And it's just that simple. It's like if I step on an ant and the ant points up at me and calls me a racial slur. Well, guess what? You're an ant and I just stepped on you. There's nothing you can do about it. You've been stepped on. You're crushed. The fuck? You can call me whatever you want. It don't matter. I'm going to keep on walking. And I'm going to step on more ants. It's just that simple. So clearly she's winning. She's winning. Not only that, when you look at her panels, I got to say it like this. Her panels are entertaining. Her panels are entertaining in a way that Kevin Samuels aren't. Like, I remember when I would watch Kevin Samuels, one of the problems I had with his show is he'd do these really long lead-ins to every single show. It's like you'd have to bypass like 50 minutes worth of music just to get into the actual meat of the show. So when I knew that he was coming on live, I wouldn't even go on until like 45 minutes later because I wanted to bypass all that music and shit. That was one. So basically, I think he knew that was getting excessive, but it was just arrogance. And that's what he wanted. That's what he did. Now, there was that. That's one thing. A lot of these other channels that I watch sometimes, it's like a lot of them are boring. She usually has, on Just Pearly, she has really good guests. I was watching this Andrew Tate interview because, to tell you the truth, up until Andrew Tate got canceled, I really didn't pay any attention to him. I didn't even know who he was. I never really heard about him, and I guess that's partially because of the algorithm. The algorithm drives who they want you to see. But Just Pearly has very good content. I'll give her that. Now, you could say she regurgitates talking points, and you could say that she's not original. Some people are calling her a grifter. Let me let you in on a fact, guys. Everybody on fucking YouTube is a grifter. Everybody. First of all, how many of these stupid fucking morons were telling you Bitcoin is going to be 100,000? They were coming on with these bullshit charts and plot charts and diagrams, and they talking about cryptocurrency, talking about Volt Inu, all this fucking bullshit, Shiba Inu, all this nonsense. You're wasting money. And then when the whole thing collapsed, all of a sudden these motherfuckers just disappeared. All of a sudden it disappeared. This guy right here, Joey, says, no, they're not. Yes, here's the question, but no, I'm sorry, buddy. Yes, they are. Everybody on YouTube is a grifter. Even YouTube itself is grifters. All of them are grifters. They push this bullshit. They're all grifters. Everybody's a grifter. Everybody is on YouTube trying to make that money. All of them are grifters. Period. They are. They're all grifters. All of them. Remember, I want y'all to think back. Hold on. They used to say the same shit about Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels came on. Look at the people. You can barely even hear their voice because now they've all disappeared. They scurried back into their hiding spots like cockroaches. What did they say? Oh, Kevin doesn't even have a college degree. They were saying, oh, Kevin didn't graduate this. He didn't graduate that. He's a lifestyle coach and all this shit. How many of you heard them say that Kevin Samuels was a grifter? How many of you? All you got to do is tell me if you said you heard it or not. All you got to do is type, I heard it, I didn't hear it. How many of you heard somebody calling Kevin Samuels a grifter? Maybe he was. Maybe he wasn't. You'll never know now because that case is closed. I heard people saying the same thing about him. With this Melly and the Pineapple Show, I heard people saying the same thing about Melly. I heard people saying the same thing about Cynthia G. Now, to be perfectly honest, not only is she a grifter, she's a moron because I've heard her. I listened to a stupid show. It's stupid. So she's not only a grifter, but she's a moron. That's it. So that's just one thing. And I've heard the shit that she said, the racist shit, abort babies and this, that, and all that. And she's talking about aborting black male babies and she's talking about fucking divesting. Go ahead and divest. As far as I know, it ain't that easy for single moms to divest. But go ahead and try. In fact, take the rest of them with you, please. The passport bros are going to handle this. We will repopulate before this government brings all those illegals into this country. Don't worry. We've got this. We've got this. Don't worry. Now, who else? I've heard so many people rise. They were saying the same thing about Fresh and Fit. They were calling Fresh and Fit grifters. I remember when they had that issue with Preach and Abba and Preach, and everybody was laughing at them when they lost all those subscribers and they went from like 500,000 down or something. Yeah, well, look at them now. They passed 1 million. And all they did was they just kept doing what they were doing. They ignored all the bullshit and they just kept doing what they were doing. And now they're 1 million plus. I think the last time I looked, it was like 1.10 or something like that. Pearly is going to bypass Fresh and Fit. I guarantee you that by the middle of this year, long before that, she's going to easily bypass them. She may be at 2 million within the next couple of months. She may easily be at 2 million. Easily. I believe she could do it. I absolutely believe she could do it. Yes, when it came to Kevin, there was a lot of jealousy. There was a lot of envy. But I want you to remember, most of that jealousy and envy came from other men, other black men, these blue pillars, these cucks, these simps. That's where a lot of the hate came from. He had the suit on. They up there calling him LGBT and this, that, and all that. They call him gay and this, that, and all that. We know that he wasn't none of that shit. And even when the man died, look at him. He died with his head between a big pair of Hispanic titties. Hispanic titties. He died like you know how the Klingons say you got to die a good, clean death to be a warrior? Kevin Samuels died a good, clean, heterosexual death. It's not like when he died, it's not like you caught him with like a man in the room or something like that, or there was some unknown guy there. No. He died with his head in between some foreign boobs. And that is how you want to go out. Not that age. And you don't want to die because of no Red Bull. You don't want to die because your heart explodes. No. You want to go out with a good, clean heterosexual death. That's how you want to go. Nobody was able to make up anything about him because that young woman saved his reputation. So had there been a guy in that place, we would have had a problem. But there wasn't. He died a very good, clean. He went out like a Spartan. He died a good, clean, glorious heterosexual death. A very good, clean, glorious heterosexual death. So, frankly, there are many ways you could go out. That was a good one. There are people right now who are there are people in Buffalo, New York dying because of snow, and they're freezing to death in their cars. Believe me, Kevin Samuels went out better than that. There are people who die slumped over their steering wheel because they just got into an accident with a Hellcat that hit them at like 90 miles an hour. Believe me, this is a better way to go out than that. A way better way to go out than that. Now, I'm getting away from the point. Let me get back to the point. Point is, Just Pearly thinks is an 8. Now, as far as my rating scale goes, there are no 10s. There are no 10s at all. Furthermore, even if there were 10s, I think once you pass like 20, you're too old to even consider being a 10. So basically, there are no 10s. They're just none. She's got the height. She's got the subscribers. She's got the viewership. And I must say, she's easy on the eyes. And one thing I do like is when you watch her show, she started showing off those legs a bit, and she killed it. Joey says, yes, there are 10s. Joey, there are no such thing as a 10. Sorry, no, there's not. There's no such thing as a 10. No such thing as a 10. The highest you can possibly go is a 9. That's it. 1 through 9. There are no 10s. Now, if God wants to come down here and prove me wrong, and he wants to build a 10 right in front of me, and he's like, let there be a 10, and he shows me a 10, I'm going to be like, well, God, okay, yeah, she may look like a 10, but in order for her to be a 10, she has to be 100% loyal. She has to be 100% trustworthy. She absolutely cannot divorce me no matter what. She has to be in it till death do us part, sick or well, rich or poor. And she has to be a virgin, God. I'm sorry, I'm doing it like the Arabs, like the Taliban. In order for her to be a 10, she'd never divorce. She has to be able to cook everything that I like, including shit I don't like, but she has to know how to make it so well that I like it. She has to be able to cook. She has to be able to keep this house spotless, whether she's at home or not. She needs to be able to keep this house spotless. My house needs to be cleaned. I clean my house on Saturdays. She needs to be able to keep this place spotless without complaining. See, that's the problem now. These women, how are you going to call somebody a 10? They won't even clean. Have you been over some of these women's houses? My first girlfriend, I ain't afraid to admit this. My first girlfriend, her mom was a hoarder. I walked this girl home from school, and I got there expecting to get some slaw. Let me tell you something. This is the first time I've been in her house. Her fucking house stank. She had roaches in the house. Roaches. They kept all the pots in the oven. There was hoarder stuff everywhere. It was like there was all types of shit everywhere. The garbage hadn't been taken out. I'm like, well, why the fuck you keep the garbage inside? You're supposed to take this shit outside. One time I was with her, and I swear to God, I was talking to her, and we're talking. I swear to God, a roach walked up the fucking wall right next to her. And I'm looking at the roach. The roach fucking stopped while I'm talking to her. And it was as if the roach was looking at me, asking me whether or not I was planning on moving in. I swear I couldn't make this shit up. Freaking roaches to be damned in her house. There's no such thing as a 10 who does not clean the house and complains. If you're complaining, you're not a 10. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. You need to keep your house clean. Have you ever gone into one of these women's houses and there's cat shit in the rug? You know how these women, they have these soft, fuzzy rugs and the rug is thick and you step on the rug and it's a nice, soft rug, but they got cat shit in the rug? Cat shit in the rug. You can't be no 10 if you got cat shit in the rug. You can't be no 10. You have not seen a 10 twice in your life. That's a lie. You have not. You saw a 9. That's the highest you can get. A 9. There's no 10s at all. There are no 10s. Have you ever gone into a woman's house and see, these women love keeping animals now. They keep animals, but they don't clean up after them. How are you going to keep an animal? You don't keep that. We had a litter box and it was full of fucking cat shit to the point where the cat said, I'm not going to shit in the litter box. I'm going to shit elsewhere in the house. There were little cat turds around the house, especially in the carpet. There's cat turds. You can't be a 10 if you don't keep a clean house. You can't be a 10 if you don't know how to cook. Not only do you need to know how to cook, you need to be flexible. You need to be able to learn how to cook new things. So don't play with me. There are no such thing as a 10 at all. at all. Now it says, what is this? Somebody says truck avoids chicks with dogs bigger than them. What is this? What is this? I swear you have to beg those modern women to clean the house. Yeah, they don't clean. They leave their dishes in the sink. There's roaches. The roaches eat off of the dishes. Says any man that says it ain't, any man that says it ain't tens, don't be around too many females. Bullshit! There ain't no tens at all. The highest you can get is a 9. There are no tens. If she can't, now let me lay down the criteria. If she can't cook, if she doesn't clean without complaining, and she's not a virgin, then she can't be no 10. She has to be a virgin to be a 10. I'm sorry. That's what it is. That's what it is. Now, if you think that there's 10s, then that means that your standards are lower than mine. That's what it means. Your standards are low. I'm sorry. Your standards are low. If that's what you think, it's subjective. Your standards are low. I'm sorry. There's no such thing. Furthermore, there's no such thing as a 10 because for you to say that there's a 10 means that you're pedestalizing a woman above yourself. So whenever you hear somebody say that she's a dime, I want you to say there are no 10s. If they come back at you with this bullshit, yes, there are 10s, then I want you to ask them, why are you pedestalizing women above yourself? Are you a simp? Is that what you are? Are you a simp? You're a simp. That's what you are. If you're pedestalizing these women above yourself, then you're a simp. Now, this person, Expert Gaming, he says, what's the highest your girlfriend was? Highest my girlfriend could be was a 9. Period. A period. Can't be a 10. You can't. At all. 9. There are no 10s in Miami. No, they're not. There are not any 10s in Miami. There are no 10s. Period. There are no 10s. The highest you can go is a 9. That's it. If she can't cook, she doesn't clean, and she's not a virgin, she ain't no fucking 10. Period. That's it. Stop pedestalizing women above yourself, and you'll wonder why these women are kicking your ass in divorce court and leaving you with those kids so that they got their hands in your pocket for the next 18 years. You wonder why they're kicking your ass in divorce court. Let me tell you something. If you ever let a woman talk you into calling her 10, I guarantee you that relationship's not going to last because she's not going to respect you no more. Stop pedestalizing them. Stop it. Haven't you learned by now not to pedestalize them? Haven't you learned that? Haven't you learned that? Adam pedestalized Eve. Look where that got him. Bitch got a fucking poison apple from the snake and fed Adam the poison apple. That's what it got him. I can't believe you. Let's see. What is this? Does Pearly cook? Judging from her size, I would have to say she either cooks or she's eating out. It's one or the other. But I'll tell you this, even if she couldn't cook, my grandfather, what he did was when he found out that my grandmother couldn't cook, he put his money together and he sent her to cooking school. That's a true story. Now, I always knew my grandmother from the point when she could cook. She could make a goddamn good lemon meringue pie. I'll tell you that. It was goddamn good. I don't even me, I know how to bake. I don't know how to make lemon meringue pie. But she could make a goddamn good lemon meringue pie. Number 2, she knows how to make lasagna. They say if a woman can make lasagna, that's when you know you can marry her and you'll be okay. I'm pretty sure, judging from this woman's size, that she can cook. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm pretty sure of it. That's a big girl right there. When you're talking about 6 feet tall. Now, see, a lot of y'all don't like her because she's so much taller than you. She has height supremacy. See, while some of y'all are worried about white supremacy, you need to worry about height supremacy. A lot of y'all are short. I'm not holding that against you. I'm just saying, some of y'all are short. Like I've seen these black women come on with these memes. They say, listen, if you're shorter than 6 feet tall, that you're not allowed to live. And they said that she should get raid and spray you and this, that, and all. I've seen them say some pretty hateful things. Now, I'm 6'6". That means I tower over just Pearly. Even though she's the queen, I tower over her. Tower over her. Most of y'all can't say that. Now, there's some of y'all who can say that. Most of you can't. Okay, I totally understand. I'm not holding this against you. Bottom line is, there's no such thing as 10s. And the best that you can be is a 9. And just Pearly, I would say, is at least a solid 8. Donovan Sharp was 100% right about this. There are dudes in her DM begging her for marriage. There's dudes in her DM trying to get with her, and she deserves it. She's the queen of the manosphere. After all, who else could be a queen? There ain't nobody else on her level right now. If you did get on a level, chances are they'll just cancel your channel and you won't be on a level no more. For all I know, maybe she canceled Andrew Tate. For all I know, maybe she decided, yes, I think I want to be at the top. I want to be at the top of the manosphere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel everybody else who stands in my way. Like that beautiful Stepford wife, which she's got the Stepford wife dress and she's got that soft smile and everything. For all I know, there's absolute malevolence hiding behind that shit. For all I know. So for all I know, maybe she had YouTube cancel everybody else who stood in her way. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But the bottom line is she's at least an 8. So there was dudes coming on hating, dudes saying that she's not an 8, hating. They struggle channels. They can't keep people signed up to their channel, hating on her. It's like, my thing is, why you got to hate on her? First of all, one thing I learned a long time ago, you can't compete with a woman on YouTube. I already figured that out. There's enough dudes simping, calling her 10s, no matter where you find them. There's enough simping dudes calling her 10 where they are going to out-subscriber you. They're going to out-view you. I learned a long time ago, watching younger women who are YouTubers surpass me based on the men on their channel. I learned a long time ago, even when you watch Instagram, you can't compete with women on social media. You can't do it. You can't do it. So for you dudes to hate on this woman and complain and everything, all you're doing is showing how weak you are. And she's not even replying to you. That's the sad thing about it. You are SBEing her and she doesn't give a fuck. This is shame, blame, and explain. She's the queen. You are the you're a peasant. That's what you are. You're a peasant. As far as she's concerned, I want to see her. This is what I want. If this message gets back to Just Pearly Things, I want her to start wearing a crown. Once she hits 1 million subscribers, I want her to get a nice crown, a tiara, crown, whatever. I want her to start wearing that just so she can rub it in your face that she's the queen and you're not. That's what I want her to do. She should do that. If I was her, that's exactly what I'd do. I would come in with a majestic ball gown, and that's what I'd do. I'd have a beautiful big gown like Cersei Lannister, and that's it. That's just it. I'd be the queen, and you're not. That's just it. Because the reality is, she's overtaken. You ain't got nothing. You're just done. It's like, like there were YouTubers before, and they were saying niggas is done, and they were saying Black Manosphere is done, and this, that, and other. Well, they were 100% right. You guys are done. There's nothing you can, like, you've got nothing to offer. You got struggle channels. You guys are what is it called? You are struggling. You're bumming for cash apps. That really gets annoying. You're bumming for cash apps, and you're struggling. Meanwhile, she's hitting 1 million subs. How about that? How about that? I mean, am I lying? No, I'm not. It's true. It's 100% true. It's demonstrably true. So basically, that's just where it is. That's just where it is. So I felt I had to say that. I had to point out the fact that the manosphere is not growing. It's not growing. When Kevin Samuels was alive, I absolutely believed the manosphere was growing and it was going to go mainstream. I believed it then. I absolutely believed it. But when Kevin Samuels died, I was like, oh, shit. It looks like they're back to square one. It's dead. It's over. And that's just how I feel about it. I absolutely believed the manosphere was going mainstream. The manosphere will never go mainstream. Unfortunately, it's actually going to take somebody like Pearly to put you in the mainstream if you're manosphere. Now, there are a few other women who people keep on decrying as pick-me's. And the reality is they keep on saying, oh, you're just a pick-me and you just regurgitate talking points and blah, blah, blah. Crimson Cure is one of them. I watch her channel. I've supported her channel monetarily. And a lot of the things that she says, it's like you'll never get these dudes to agree with it. Fine. But the thing about it is, it's not that hard to rise to the top in the manosphere. All you have to do is have a good looking channel and to provide decent entertainment, which I have to say Pearly does. And that's just where it is, guys. That's just where it is. So I've ranted a little bit. I've explained the way I see it. So I guess at this point I'm going to get somebody who wants to disagree, because there's always a disagreeer. You know, these people ain't doing shit, but they want to disagree. You know, my thing is, you know, first of all, if you really want to disagree, what you need to do is you need to start your own channel and you need to build yourself up to even half as many subs as she has, which is pretty much impossible at this point. But yeah, that's just what it is, guys. Now, I don't know. Now, I tagged her. I don't know if she happens to be in the chat. If she was in the chat, I would definitely like to get her up here so she could tell her side of the story, maybe fill in some of this information that I felt is broken from the internet. If she was in the chat, I don't think she's in the chat. She might be. She might be smiling down on us from on high, since she is right now on top of the Queen's loft and she's looking down at all the rest of the peasants with her subscriber supremacy and her height supremacy. She's looking down on all the peasants. She might be in the clouds. I don't know. I don't know. If she's in the clouds, I would definitely let her up here. Uh-oh, look at this. Uh-oh, somebody says, Chowhound. Yes, that's my man. I haven't seen him in a while. Much props to you, Big Truck. I haven't seen him in a long time. I haven't really gone live a lot because I make Passport Bro videos to follow the YouTube algorithm. But yes, I haven't seen Chowhound in a long time. And the thing about it is, again, if Pearly happens to be in the clouds in the Queen's loft and she wants to grace these peasants with her presence, if she wants to grace the peasants with her presence, it's like I am definitely about to drop the link. I definitely can only have maybe 2 or 3 people on at a time. I don't want it to get too chaotic. But listen, you can, if you really got to make a counter argument, then you better be coming with some real facts. Because the thing about it is, she's already proven. She's already proven herself. She's taking over the Manosphere, guys. There's nothing you can do about it. She's taking over. Taking over. Nothing you can do about it. She's taking over. The whole Manosphere is being taken over by just Pearly things. And there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it because she's taking over. Kevin Samuels has been buried. Right now, his body is probably decomposing at this point, but his soul lives on. Because the beautiful thing about YouTube is what all this shit that we're talking, all of it is trapped in microwaves and ultraviolet spectrum waves. It's on hard drives. There are people using Kevin Samuel's talking points. There are people taking his videos and they are making their own channels at this point. And you remember how Kevin Samuels used to say, do not use my content or I'll YouTube copyright flag you and this, that, and other? Well, guess what? You can't copyright flag somebody if you're dead. And this is the point. Once you're dead, what do you leave behind? Kevin Samuels left behind enough information and he left behind enough wisdom and teaching where basically in death, he's going to live forever. He's going to live forever. These women will be going to sleep for the next 50 years. And in the back of their mind, Kevin Samuels will be telling them that they're less than average, that they're average at best. They ain't no 10s. They're average at best. The mere fact that you had a kid out of wedlock, you just lost 10 points. See, the problem with Kevin Samuels' rating system was he was trying to keep these women in the game. He was trying to say, oh, yeah, well, if you have a kid out of wedlock, you only lose like 2 points. That's bullshit. If you have a kid out of wedlock, you lose 10 points. You're automatic 0. Automatic 0. We don't do baby daddies around here. See, I know some of y'all believe in 10s and some of y'all uplift these chicks and you put them on pedestals, you pedestalize them. Not over here, buddy. This 2023, this new rating system, there are no 10s. And if you have a kid out of wedlock or you got a baby daddy, that's an automatic negative 10. So that means you're at 0. From there, the only way to go is down. So that means that if you can't cook, you get a negative 3. If you can't clean your house and keep the roaches out, it's a -10. So now you're -25. Okay? That's how it works. 2023, we're not having this nonsense. This is a new year, buddy. We're not having this. We're not having this. We're not having it. So that's just where we are. That's just where we are. No baby daddies in 2023. Get your goddamn passports. In 2023, we're rolling passports. We're going all over the world. What did James Earl Jones say? He says, we're going to sow the royal oats. That's what James Earl Jones said. He says, we're sowing the royal oats. But we're not just sowing the royal oats. We're actually going to get wives, and we're going to get traditional marriage, even if we have to fly to the opposite side of the globe. We are sowing the royal oats. We will get our queens to be. Now, Just Pearly Things absolutely agrees with the Passport Bros because she knows how bad it is out there. She knows. She knows how bad it is. She said it. I've seen her say it. She says, yeah, it's terrible out there, especially if you're a short dude. If you're shorter than 6 feet tall, these women are saying horrible things about you. If you're 5'10", 5'11", and you're trying to wear Timberland boots in order to lift yourself up a little to make yourself look like you're 6, these women are not having it. They are insulting you. They are saying bad things. They're like, oh, yeah, well, I'd never marry him or this, that, and other. So I'm telling you, you can't win on this soil. If you're shorter than 6 feet tall, get your passport. You can get you a woman who's in her 5s. Maybe she's close to your height. She may be like 5'7", 5'8". There's no reason to even play around here, guys. There's no reason. There's no reason. Now, if you're tall like me, you're 6'5", 6'6", you go overseas, all the women automatically want to get with you because you're tall, you're American, you got an American passport, you got American money. They love you. Now, I know these strags on TikTok are like, oh, it's not real love. Nobody gives a shit what you think. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you think whatsoever. Nobody cares. In fact, when Congress bans TikTok, you will cease to exist. You'll be like the ghost of Christmas past. It's like you will cease to exist when the clock strikes 11:59. When it strikes 11:59, you cease to exist at midnight. You remember how Cinderella had to get back to her carriage because that shit was going to turn back into a pumpkin? Yeah. Well, nobody gives a shit what the strags on TikTok think. And at the stroke of midnight, you cease to exist. That's how it is. It's Disney. I'm going Disney on you. You cease to exist at the stroke of midnight. You're going to turn into a pumpkin. That's what's going to happen. Your glass slipper is going to break under your weight. The prince is not coming looking for you. The prince is getting his passport and he's going to greener pastures. That's how it's going to go. No hope. Kevin Samuels is going to be in your dreams. It's going to be a repeating dream. You're average at best. But Queen Pearly is not average at best. She's an 8. She's an 8 right there. There are no 10s, but she's an 8. That's what it is. She's an 8. No matter what you got to say, she is an 8. So that's all I got to say. So I guess at this point I can drop this link. I suppose I could drop this link now. So let me figure out how to do that. Yes, that's right. That glass Timberland is going to break, ladies. In passports we trust. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say right there. So I'm going to drop this link. And we'll see. We'll see who decides that they got to step up because they got to say something. I'm going to probably do like 2 or 3 at a time. So we'll see what it is. I see there's 116 people in here. Probably half of them disagree with me. But, that's not my problem, whether you disagree or not. So depending upon who you are and whether or not I recognize your name, I may tell you that you have to show yourself on camera in the background before I let you up. Whether or not you want to leave your camera on, that's up to you. But I have to make sure that there's no trolls or whatever. So I got to see you first. We already got somebody. Marcus Love. Okay, I see you, Marcus. All right, here we go. Joey. Of course, it's Joey right there. Here we go. It's Joey and Marcus. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. All right, so Joey, Marcus, how are you tonight?
What's up, Big Truck?
And how are you?
Hey Chuck, I'm doing well. Thank you for letting me come on to your show, man.
You're very, very welcome. Okay, so let's go straight to the question. So, am I right about Pearly or am I way off?
You are absolutely 150 million%, 1,000% wrong, Big Truck. What the hell is wrong with you, good brother? What the hell is wrong with you, yo? You know goddamn well that motherfucker is not an 8.
Okay, so what would be an 8 in your opinion for a white woman this size?
Not her.
All right, so who would be an 8 for a white woman this size? Who would be an 8?
Her size. She's
her size because she's tall. You got to remember when white women get tall.
Nah. It's some attractive tall.
Hold on. When white women get this height, they tend to lose a lot of their petite attractiveness, and they lose a bit because when they get this tall, they start looking like Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones. So the reality is, who are you telling me is a 8 who's 6 feet tall? Who are you telling me? You give me something better. Just give me something better.
I forgot the tall white girl that plays.
Can you find a picture of her and share it with me?
I ain't got it right now, but I'll send it to you, Big Truck. But it's some attractive tall white woman. She's goofy looking, Big Truck. Come on, bro.
All right, so let me just ask you a
goofy.
Couple really quick. Hold on. Yeah, she is a little bit goofy, but guess what? Guys are the guys who are chasing after these bad bitches. These are the guys who ended up in fucking child support. These are the guys who are ending up getting convicted of shooting bitches in the foot. These are the guys who are ending up losing all their money until they're 18-year-old kid. These are the guys who are ending up getting killed by her baby daddy who's jealous that you didn't know about, or her boyfriend out there. This happens. So why would you chase after the bad bitches when the bad bitches are cheating on you, bringing home STDs, and then you got baby mamas or baby daddies out there, and then you got all these other kids? You're expected to accept her polyandry. Why not date a nerdy girl? Why not?
But y'all chasing the baddest bitches overseas, and I'm not hating.
We're not chasing the baddest bitches overseas.
Y'all not. So y'all
for poor women. We want them poor.
No. See that,
brother. Hold up. I just realized something,
bro.
Brother. My handle was the North American X-Pac, so I wasn't trying to disrespect Pearly. And my YouTube handle, I'm naughty, but I'm not desperate and blind. You're looking at her character and how she presents herself. That's why I think you call her an 8. Yes. Am I mistaken?
Yes.
Okay. All right. On that, yeah, I was talking about just physical beauty. She's cool, but physical, I can't give her an 8, man.
Dude.
I've dated goofy looking white girls, and I've dated plain Janes, but she is kind of tall for me. So I guess I was going just on personal experience. I like him like 5'4" to 5'7". She's 6 feet tall. I'm 6'1". I've dated those tall, goofy looking white girls with the nice personalities. But I was going just on physical beauty. I wasn't trying to like drag Pearly as a person or a content creator. I just physically, I don't even like Brittany Renner, but physically, Brittany, the ran through chick, looks better than Pearly. Now you talking about personality and integrity, then Pearly would win that one. If that, I'm not oversimplifying. I mean, Pearly wins on the personality, but looks wise, I can't give her an 8, man. Not in good conscience.
She don't even win on the personality. She's
no, man, no. I want her personality is cool, man. She's not a debater. She's more of a moderator, because she did admit paying Kevin Samuels to give her the ropes on how to conduct a show like this. If you look at it face value, it appears like she's just basically mimicking Kevin Samuels and a little bit of Fresh and Fit with her format. But she did pay for that advice. I think he was charging like $1,000 an hour.
She's even admitted that Kevin Samuels wasn't even fond of her. Like, she's not it. She doesn't meet the requirements for no type of woman that any man needs. First of all, no man's supposed to be listening to a woman advice, period. None. And Big Truck know better. I don't know
It's
why.
entertainment for me, brother.
What
It's
about
entertainment. At my age, it's entertainment. I'm not looking for advice.
No.
It's
But
entertaining to
you
me.
look at it entertainment, but the other guys really taking that.
Yeah, I'm a boomer. Yeah, I have to look at it as entertainment.
It's guys that really looking up to her.
Let me stop that right now. I look at it as entertainment. She's not saying anything new. It's entertainment to me.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Big Truck.
yeah.
She's not saying nothing new. So for her to be, for everybody to be, I know you kind of trolling, but a lot of guys really looking up to this motherfucking woman, yo. And it's sad and it's funny at the same time. But we can't put her on this pedestal where she's like the queen.
She's the new flavor on the block, man.
She is horrible, bro.
She's the new flavor. If Pearl was a big 400-pound sister telling the same thing, she wouldn't be getting 1 million subs this fast. I know that. She's an anomaly. But it's like what the brother said. She's going to reach 2 million before March or April. I just know she will. Seriously, I think she's going to reach 2 million too.
Somebody
and I look at it as entertainment.
Let me just say this. Somebody in the chat said that there's a chick named Ava Michelle who is 8, and this is this person now. Because anytime somebody tries to challenge me and say that the number that I assign is wrong, I always say, okay, well, you do better, right? Like, if you say that there are real 10s out there, show me a fucking 10. Nobody ever does.
Ashanti, I showed you already.
I showed you.
I showed you, Big Truck. I showed
9 at best.
She's a bad bitch. She's a bad bitch.
No. So anyway, they're trying to tell me about this chick, Ava Michelle, right? Now, me personally, I don't really consider this, first of all, I don't consider this a 10. If they want to say this is an 8, okay, fine, I'll go with 8. But I don't consider this to be a 10. I don't consider this is not a 10 to me at all. I'm sorry, this is not a 10. There's no 10s.
So the limit is 9. You can't go no higher than a 9. That's what you're saying, Big Truck.
Todd, hold on. Todd Traveler, show yourself in the camera. Turn your camera on real quick, please. Oh, okay. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, women can't get higher than a 9. I'm sorry.
See this. Now we gonna stop it right now. This is what I'm saying, Big Truck. This is what I'm saying.
10.
I think he's saying if you say they're a 10, that means there's no room for improvement. You
Exactly.
know, that they're on God level, they're angels, you know, like that's
but listen, it's not about that. It's about if the woman meet the aesthetics where she's bad as shit, she can change the whole room when she walk into it. You never been around a woman that was so beautiful and so good looking.
Hold on.
I've seen some back in the 80s and 90s. There used to be some 10s in the 80s
some
and
10s
90s.
now.
I'm telling you, show me a
They're
10
unicorns.
now.
And they're not celebrities. There's regular women on the street. They're working in Target. But they're rare. They're rare like unicorns.
Show me a 10 now.
Hey, Big Truck. Now you in New York. When I'm out Manhattan, it's some bad bitches out there, bro. What are you talking about?
Natural, right? No surgery.
Nothing.
Yes, all natural. Okay. You can only be a 10.
No BBL, no weave.
Thank you. But here's my thing. I keep saying the same thing. Show me a 10.
I showed you Ashanti. She's a 10 to me.
I'm sorry, that's not a 10.
Why? Why she's not a 10?
Well, okay.
And she's older too.
Hold on. I'll pull up. How old is she? She's 42 years old.
She's 42.
She's 42. Can't be a 10.
She's 42. No, that's bullshit.
No.
That's bullshit.
She's too old. No. There's an age limit on this.
Old shit.
No, there is an age limit.
It's not no older bad bitches.
You can't listen. Her eggs are old. You can't be a 10.
I mean,
her eggs are old.
If you're talking about far as looks, yeah, she been looking great for a long time. She don't have any kids.
Thank you, bro.
You know what I mean?
She's been bad for a long time.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, I can go. Look, I'm 40 years old. I can go all the way back to Mariah Carey when she first dropped. She dropped her black and white music video. I mean, dudes blowing their mind, man. Like.
Yeah, but Myra was a 10 back in 1990. I remember when she was dropped. She was nice and slim.
Yeah, but I'm saying we all gonna get old. We all gonna age.
All right,
you know what I mean?
Hold on, guys,
that's my point, bro.
Hold on 1 second. Let me ask the chat because there's 125 people in chat. I guess not counting y'all. So Ashanti is over 40. Her eggs are rotten. her milk is curdled, and
powdered
do
milk.
you
I mean,
consider? Excuse me. Do you consider in the chat? Is she a 10? Yes or no?
I mean,
I'll
far
just
as
keep it
looks,
nice and simple.
yeah, but far as procreating and having children with her and marrying her,
Well, then
no.
what good are you? What good are you if you can't do that for me? What good are you?
I get that.
You get
I
your
get
fuck
that.
on.
I understand that,
Like,
but
nobody's
if,
not worried
You know
about
what?
that
That's like,
extra
But
shit.
if-
hold on. That's like me buying a Bugatti Chiron where the fucking engine is seized. What the fuck?
And that's
am I
$5
gonna
million
do with it?
right there.
Yeah, what am I gonna do with it? If
I mean,
Even a
we
$5
always
million
use
Bugatti is
cars
going to lose its
as an
value. It's going to lose
analogy,
its
and I
value.
work on
$5
cars for a
million.
living, bro.
It's not going
That's
to
a
stay
hard
$5
thing to
million
do.
forever. Even
we
if you
got
keep
the
it in your
system
garage
out
and
here.
never drive it, that Bugatti Chiron's not going to stay
I
at
work
$5
on
million
cars for a
retail.
living, and that's a hard thing to do because I've seen cars go for a long time, bro. It's cars around here that's driving that shouldn't be on the road,
Exactly.
but they still driving. You know what I'm saying? The main thing is it's reliable. So I get the reliable part where she's older and she's dried up and all that. But far as looks, I done seen some old Honda Accords from the 90s, bro. They used to have the air rise and shit on them. You know, they used to do this thing on Crenshaw out here. It's a lot of them
Street
cars still
racers.
around, bro. And they still look good. The engine might not be physically all the way right, but it's still moving.
Bro. You cannot be a 10 if you're over 20. Okay.
You know what it is? I think that a lot of guys are saying it ain't no 10s, all this other, because you never been around them or you can't get them.
And you
I've
tell
been
me
around
what
them
to
feel
do.
better.
No.
Makes them feel
What I'm agreeing with, they do women. There are some 10s, but they don't stay 10s forever. Like he said, 20.
Ain't nobody
My
gonna
cutoff,
stay the same forever.
my cutoff is like 28, 29. They can't
What
be a
do
10
you
after
rate
that.
yourself?
But he just went low.
Uh-oh.
He said 20. So
What do
it's
you rate yourself?
subjective. I'm a man. I'm not getting a rating. How can I rate myself?
Thank you. Yeah,
Hey, my thing is this.
All I gotta do
can
is
turn over
stay.
on the side of
All
the
I
building,
gotta,
she still
all
look the
my
same
boomer
way.
ass gotta do is
That's
stay in
fine.
shape and make money
if
and
that
get
female-
women
Do you
half
make
your
six
age.
figures? Do you make at
If
least
that
six
female
figures?
can lay in the bed with you and you can
Okay.
turn over in the middle of the
I don't
night,
make six
wake up,
figures.
right?
I do just
Well,
fine.
then
Let me
you
wake this
can't be a
girl up.
10.
Let's say this: my Kenyan woman look better than me. She's young. She's younger than me.
if a female can lay in the bed with
So
you,
hold
right?
on, you basing yourself
no
after
makeup
your
on,
woman?
real hair.
Hold on, you basing your criteria behind the woman. Big Truck just said you can't do that.
No, she asked me if I'm a 10. I'm a man. I can't rate myself.
You said that your young chick is bad though.
Of course she's bad.
Yeah,
she's
Big
not a
Truck
Western woman. Just not being in the West makes her bad off jump.
See, but Big Truck try to say you can't. That doesn't validate you, even if your bitch is bad. See, he killed that.
When I go offline, I know where I'm going. And look at me, there's 10 with the lights on, 10 with the light off. I don't give a fuck what y'all say,
brothers.
That's real life for me.
What I'm saying is,
Truck's got a point. He say over 20, no 10s. I say over 27, 28. No one could be a 10 after that.
Have a good time, man. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Life is short.
It's just a shelf life.
Now, brother,
listen.
Enjoy yourself.
Who is this talking?
No, don't leave. Just listen.
You sound like Michelet. Make another record with Dre or something. Damn, who is that talking? Anyway, man, I'm saying, yeah.
Hey, brother, let me say this. Let me say this. If you can go on a date with a girl, right?
No worries.
And y'all lay in the bed with each other. Doesn't matter what y'all do or what y'all don't do, right? If you wake up in the middle of the night and she still look the same as when you first met up with her, I mean, far as looks, yeah, they can be a 10. But far as, what they can do physically or what they can't produce physically, that doesn't make them a 10, of course. I just said an old school Honda, right? We used to cruise Crenshaw. We used to see all these old school Hondas. They used to have the little air rise, you lift up and down. Even before that, they had the Beatles, the Bugs, all that back in the 80s.
You're talking about the 90s, or late 80s or 90s.
All right, so listen. Physically, these motherfucking cars look good. You know how many, I work on cars for a living. You know how many times I go to a track, the car look great, it sound great, the motherfucking engine blow before it can even hit a quarter mile? That's what a lot of women do to themselves. You know what I mean?
It's called wear and tear.
It's wear and
Nobody
tear.
stays a 10 forever.
But listen, the exterior still look good. You get what I'm saying? So if you talking
It's
about
called superficial. Yeah, the exterior looks good.
no,
Yeah,
it
aesthetic.
wouldn't be superficial. It would,
No, that was a bad choice of word. I mean, aesthetically, it looks good. But
bro. I
under
got
the
an
hood,
'89
under
Camaro
the
in the
hood,
garage. Don't have nothing in it, but the body still look great on it. You get what I'm saying? And
yeah,
it's
but
an
what can you
'89.
do with it?
What I'm
Yeah, but
saying
what
is,
can it do? What can it do?
right.
And how
Okay,
long
I
does it
get that
last?
part. But if we talking
Yeah,
about the physical
spark
aspects
plugs got to be
or the visible
replaced.
aspects of how a woman would look, yeah, Shanti look fucking great, but can she give me what I want on a different realm? No. Can my '89 Camaro right now give me what I want? No.
I love these car analogies. I can go with that all day. Yeah, but I'm just saying there are 10s out there. They just don't stay 10s forever.
Nobody
Nothing
does,
does.
man.
Nobody does.
No,
And
nobody
you
does.
can't rate men.
But I mean, come on,
I
bro.
love
Look
when
at
women say
Angela
rate
Bassett,
yourself.
bro. She 50-something
Angela
years
Bassett
old, and
looks.
she's still beating out a lot of women, bro.
She
That's young,
does
way
look
younger
good.
than
Yeah,
her.
and what that say about the women? If Angela Bassett's in her 60s and she's beating out 20-year-olds in the USA, what
That's
that say
because
about the
she's
women?
been married since the '90s to the same dude, which is what is the name? Isaiah Washington or something like that.
Well, I don't know about her personal life. I'm just going
Yeah,
how she
she
looks.
been married
She
since the
looks
'90s,
good.
bro, to the same guy.
But I don't know her personal life. She could be stepping out on that dude. It's none of my business in her personal. I'm just going how she
No,
looks.
believe me, we would know that because she get the paparazzi everywhere she goes.
I don't follow that, but I know that the woman's going to be a woman. But
my point is, none of them are perfect. And the thing
right.
is,
right.
Like, listen, they can accept a lower grade. They can accept a 9 or an 8, but I'm saying they can't be no 10.
They could be a 10 for a short time, a short window, 3-4 years
time,
max.
Right up until their first sexual encounter. But
yeah,
after that,
then
you got nothing to offer.
Well, it's not even about the first sexual encounter. It's how many sexual encounters she has afterwards. Because I've seen women, I can look at them, they'll look good to other men, and I'll be like, man, she doing a lot to herself. She putting a lot of wear and tear on herself. You can see it in their eyes, bro. When you old enough, you
they got that stare now.
Right. You can see it all in their eyes, like, bitch, you going through a lot.
They call it the
you know what I mean?
Hold on. They call it
1,000 cock
dick
stare.
1,000 dick stare.
Right.
They got that true PTSD.
Right.
And you know what the P stands for.
Traumatic stress disorder. Penis traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it.
Right.
I don't want to disrespect the show, so
that's absolutely right, man.
It's your panel. I don't want to disrespect your panel, so.
No, he absolutely right.
Yeah.
I've seen women that look good, and people will see that they look good, but I'm like, you don't see what I see. This girl got problems. She got issues. She got issues she ain't even trying to deal with or fix. I've seen women abandon their own kids to go get dick.
Some women have really bad attitudes too.
It ain't at this point. It ain't even about the attitudes because women are so blunt about things nowadays.
No,
like you could say that shit in the '80s and early the '90s and early 2000s, but nowadays these women they'll brag about how many men they slept with. They didn't do that in the fucking back in the day.
And it's not attractive whatsoever.
Of course, it's not
attractive.
It's not attractive.
Let me ask this question: if not for just Pearly things, who runs the Manosphere right now?
A lot of people run the Manosphere.
No. Me. It has to. When you go to the top, you always come to one person.
Me.
Always one person. Who runs it?
I say Pearly.
I go to
I'm not
Donovan
going to
Sharp.
say she's running it.
I go to
I'm
Donovan
not going to
Sharp.
say Pearly's running it. I'm thinking she's just the flavor of the moment. She's hot right now. Let's just see how she pans out. She's hot right now. Let's see how she is in 3 to 6 months. If she's going to have a plateau.
Obsidian, Donovan Sharp, they like OGs.
Obsidian and Donovan Sharp don't do any numbers anywhere close to what this woman is doing. So the answer is no right away.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Demonstrable by numbers. Who runs the Manosphere? Who's sitting at the tippy top in the Queen's purview?
But she identifies as red pill, not Manosphere.
Yeah, but the Manosphere.
I don't think women can be red pill, but that's another story.
Fluid place of dudes on YouTube. I mean, red pill, Manosphere doesn't really matter. My thing is, she's
going by sheer numbers. Yeah.
She's at the top of it. Fresh and Fit right now have more numbers than her, but the thing about it,
But they don't consider themselves in the Manosphere because
Right.
they said they've been kicked out.
My thing is she's gonna blow right past them though.
I want to see if she is going to blow past him, and I agree with she will get 2 million within 3 to 6 months from now. But how long will she maintain it? Will she just keep it going?
I think she's going to keep going. I mean,
well, I seen one of her little videos. She's trying to switch it up now, so now she's trying to do something different. She's planning on doing something different in 2023.
I think what it is she's trying to make sure that YouTube doesn't fuck with her money, because after this Tate thing, she saw her first yellow limited demonetization.
So right.
So I think anything she's trying to switch up, she's just trying to make sure that money keep coming.
Could be.
So right. No, he's right. He's absolutely right.
It is a business.
Because even me, I realized YouTube was down ranking my videos. I realized they had shadow banned some of the stuff I was doing. So what did I do? I switched over to Passport Bros. I got my numbers back up.
Whatever's trending, right?
Whatever's trending.
Right.
So first of all, as far as content to character, I think Pearly's got content to character right there. I think she'd be a nice person to sit down and have a conversation with. And I don't think that she'd get you in a rage. Like I don't think she'd get you upset or angry where you're about to like slam down your phone or something. I think she'd be nice to have a conversation with. Not like
she's more of a moderator. Dude, who's old enough to remember Jerry Springer when he first came out? Remember how cool he was? And then the moment somebody got ratchet on the show, his numbers went up. He didn't even want to be a shock jock or sensational. And I'm using that to relate to Pearl. I'm thinking she's just a good moderator. She lets her guests act the fool and go in with each other.
But she also admitted
the joint she did with Tate was her best one, because that's the first video I really watched the whole thing. That 3 hours went by really fast.
You're right.
It really solidified her.
She admitted that
who gets 1.5 million views in a day? Who does that?
She admitted that like 2-3 days ago, because she does a thing where she'll get up in the morning and she'll talk. A lot of people miss those videos, and she actually admitted to exactly what you're saying. Okay. She admitted that.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, she admitted exactly what you just said. She admitted to that.
Oh, you mean when she's talking about when she's drinking a cup of coffee in the morning?
Yeah, right.
The coffee talks. Okay.
3 days ago, she admitted to exactly what you're saying.
I actually missed that. I didn't know she said that.
Yeah, she said that. She admitted to that.
Well, somebody put this comment. It says, "It surprised me Black women didn't go after Pearl." Personally,
they're going after her.
Well, I think a lot of Black women are posting Pearl videos and putting a name.
Synthetic G will go
in
after
order to try to get attention and everything. But I don't think that they don't have the power to go after her. They just don't have it.
My thing is, why hasn't a Black woman stepped up and did what she did though?
I don't think it would go the same way. I don't think it'll get the same momentum as she. I think the fact that
I think
what they call
a
plain Jane white girl with a good, what they say, a good background. She calls it being privileged. It's the perfect synergy that she has with herself as one person. If it was anybody other than her, I don't think it would have that same momentum that Pearl's enjoying right now. I think it's perfect for right now.
I think it would, because
how long it's going to last.
The fact that she set up her program the way she did, the way she does it, it's almost like a Jerry Springer show. And most people are just not creative.
She did pay for some sage advice from the late Kevin Samuels. She admitted to that.
I mean,
a couple of grand.
If you can
evidently she paid attention. So I gotta give her props for that.
Hey, if I owe $10,000 on a 2023 Corvette and I said take over the rest of the payments, would you do it?
Probably not.
No.
Yeah, you would, bro. You would.
That's fiberglass. It's fiberglass.
It don't matter. I'm just saying. I'm using it as an analogy. Would you?
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Would you pay for it? If I'm like, I don't want the car no more, I'm gonna get the 2023 Corvette. And here you can have my 2021. I only owe 10,000 on it. All you got to do is pay the 10,000.
I'm not taking over the
guys,
payment.
What I'm saying is she paid the little bit of money to get the insight and she ran with it.
Okay. All right, I understand you now. Okay, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
guys,
So it's like, I'm not
You took
trying
a
to
while
say
to get
that.
the car analogy right. Yeah, okay.
Guys,
Yeah, so I'm not trying to
to
say that you paid the whole full price of the car.
You
She
paid the rest of it. She already had an idea what she wanted to do. She just needed a professional tutelage
Right,
from
there you go.
Kevin
So
Samuel. And
now when
she
I
was
gave
going
you
to do it anyway. He just pushed
now
her
when
all
I
the way
gave you
through.
the 10,000, now you understand how to make a payment. Now you understand how to do things, right?
She was already a B student, but
Right.
Kevin made her an A student. Got
Right.
her on the list, the dean's list.
Right.
Okay.
Well, guys, I happen to have a black woman right here on the panel. So, Sexy Red, let me ask you that question since you've made a couple of Pearly videos. Why do you think black women don't go after Pearl?
Are you talking about the videos like the one where I exposed her being a Me Too?
Yeah, what do you have to? I want to just sit back
where
and listen
she
to what you
accused a black man of Me Tooing her.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, what do you think about this? Why didn't black women go after Pearl?
Nobody cares.
You're telling me nobody cares? They were making video after video after video tagging her about it. So I think
it seems like black men are more concerned.
Well, no. Well, I'm concerned right now because I'm, putting this out there and saying that she's an 8 and that she's the queen of the Manosphere. My thing is, this person, Eddie Etta, says, why do you think that most of these black women on YouTube didn't go after Pearl?
You said what? Why the chicks on YouTube don't go after Pearl?
The question's right there. Why didn't more black women go after Pearl?
I don't know.
Well, so you put up the fact that you made a video about her with the Me Too situation, right? So why?
I'll tell you why. Because because all you're gonna say is, why are you attacking that white woman? Well, don't attack that white woman.
Oh, she is right because she was interviewed on some other Manosphere platform. I can't think of the guy's name right now.
Obsidian, because I questioned her as well, and Obsidian dropped me down.
All right, so you the one that was going in on it.
Yeah, I was going. No, I wasn't the first one. I was the second one.
Okay, I
was the one with the question. I had question after question.
Yeah, you did. I remember now.
Mm-hmm.
So they did go after her, but I'm gonna tell you what happened after the two women.
After her.
I don't mean like go after her like in a fucked up way. Y'all was asking her questions that was very relevant. I thought it was relevant.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, you accusing this man of this, but you still went out with him. I remember that conversation.
And we got pushback. We got a lot of pushback.
Oh man, the men were going in, and I'm like, we're not looking at this as
the angry black women, the angry, bitter black women. So it was. That's why.
I mean, even Obsidian was like questioning you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why you keep doing this? Why you keep doing that? And I'm thinking like, well, she not really answering the damn question. So that's why they have to keep asking it, right?
You notice she was getting upset. Like she was physically, if you look at the video, visibly, if you look at the video, not with the one where he has the overlay on it, because the one it's in the video where he visibly shows her face, she was getting.
No, I seen it. Her face was visibly shown the whole time, and
I was rolling her eyes at me and stuff like that because I had her in a corner. And I remember your voice. I had one more question, and he dropped me down because I was really about to expose her.
No, I remember your voice. So it's not like the black women in the community wasn't coming at her. It was just the women that were coming at her, especially on the city, and this is where I really saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Red, let me.
I mean, they had good points, bro. Like, okay, you accuse the black man, but you like black men, but you accuse the black man.
For black men,
black women. Let me ask you this question. What was the question that you say that you had asked her where you had her pinned to the wall? What was it that you were asking her? What series of questions?
I don't remember. It's too far back.
Don't remember?
I could tell you what she was trying to ask her.
I talked to a
I remember. I could tell you what she was trying to ask her.
Clearly.
She was basically trying to say, why was you accusing a black man?
Thank you.
Why was you accusing a black man when y'all had an agreement or whatever agreement y'all had? And the fact
Pearl
that
said, "I'm worried about her fucking with my younger sister coming behind me."
All right,
and
but
she wasn't
at the same time,
and then it all went
at the
downhill
same
from
time,
there.
she asked the question,
Red
why
remembers
did you
it.
still go out
It's
with
coming
him
back to her
after that?
now.
Yeah, I said the first time you went out with him, the first time you said you felt uncomfortable, and then you said he kept texting you to meet him at the gym, and when you got to the gym, nobody else was there, but you felt comfortable enough to take a shot of alcohol with him when no one else is around, and that's when the Obsidian when he dropped me.
And that was after the gym. She went out with him after the gym. That's what you were saying.
No, the first place they met up was a bar. It was like a bar, like a restaurant. The second place was the gym.
And then they went out afterwards. That's what you were saying.
No, they didn't go out afterwards. There was only 2 places. It was
okay.
The other place was probably before when she was in high school and he was.
I guess to be
her.
fair and balanced, we don't have to interview that man.
No,
wherever he is.
No, he doesn't. I reached out to him. He does not wish to be questioned or interviewed about.
Yeah, I remember. What's your name?
Sexy Red TV.
Yep, that was you. And he started Obsidian. He did go a little hard on you towards the end before he cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember that because I was listening to that whole live. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't even know that happened with her. And it made me kind of look at things a little bit differently, to the point where it's like, I don't even pay attention to the Manosphere no more, the red pill. When people want to do these little things about, our little clips about certain women, I'm just like, okay, we at a point now where you can just ignore certain shit.
They accept anyone that makes money, anyone who's profitable, they'll accept.
Look, George Santos got caught lying about his resume. He won elections. He ain't stepping down. He even tried to bullshit his way out of it. Said, "Oh, Biden lies and he's still in office." Like, so the point of the matter is the woman is where she is right now. She's on her way to 1 million subs soon. Possibly 2 million before the middle of 2023.
What a lot of people don't know.
So that's all that matters. It's all that matters.
What a lot of people
everything else is just bullshit.
Red talk. She actually had an opportunity to talk to her for a cool minute.
What a lot of people don't know is that she went through different. I did a few different streams on her. She went through a lot of different content creators to get to where she is.
She paid them.
Basically recognizance, basically.
She paid them.
Most people of course,
just ear hustling. Most people be in the comment section ear hustling. But she actually paid.
I don't have an issue with that, sir. I don't have an issue with her. I don't have an issue with that.
Hey, but look, I made a video about Minister Jab, right? And he was upset, bro. I don't know if he was at the train station or whatever, but he was really upset, and he ain't put no content out in like almost 2 weeks. And I made a video about keeping his head up, and everybody was in the comment section, including me. I was like, maybe you should try to do something with Pearly things or whatever. And he was upset that he wasn't getting the support. And here's my thing: is Black people, Minister Jab been around a long time. And yeah, he should get the support. He does speak on the right things. He does say the right shit. He might be a character in what he do, but the character is funny. It's good content. When you look at Pearl shit, it's a bit dry. It's a bit boring. She got a little bit of chicks on there. I've dated a girl from the UK.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, sweet.
Like I'm never going to get it out. What a lot of people don't know is her father owns like a computer software company.
Right.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
You don't.
I mean,
go ahead. Since I can't finish what I'm saying, go ahead, sir.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, go ahead. I'm done.
No, all I was gonna say.
Don't be like that. Finish what you were gonna say, man. Come on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Keep your emotions out of it. Just go ahead.
I'm not keep putting emotions into it, sir. If you just keep cutting me off, it is frustrating.
Say it, honey. Say it.
Let her finish. Let her finish.
I wanted to sit back and have you answer the question, and all you came up with is I don't know. Like I was gonna sit back and just let you talk about it, and you just I don't know.
I thought she was filibuster. She just didn't want to give an answer. But now you got the floor. We want to hear you, ma'am. Go ahead and talk.
So her father owns a software computer company, and it's just when you look on Rumble and you look on TikTok, it's just hard to believe that she has that fast of attraction.
So you're trying to say her father has control over the algorithm? because he owns a computer software
I'm not
company?
saying that. I'm just saying.
No, I'm asking. Do you think that's possible?
I'm telling you. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
I'm saying that. Do you think that's possible?
I'm saying I'm just making an observation.
So am I. I want your. I'm not arguing. I'm just asking. Do you think it's possible that he has a hand in the algorithm?
I don't know. I don't want to make a allegation like that. So that's why I'm just saying.
No, not allegation. Speculation. Do you think it's possible?
I don't speculate. It's just an observation that I'd like to.
Well, I'm speculating. I think his owning a computer software company has nothing to do with the algorithm pushing Pearl's content. She's in at the right time right now. It's not luck. It was planned. It's not going to last forever. But right now, she's at the top. I don't know how long it's going to last, but it's through hard work. She plotted it out. It's been a researcher. She's paying people that can advise her, and she's successful. I don't think her daddy got nothing to do with it. Mm-hmm. That's speculating. Allegations mean I'm accusing her of something nefarious. I didn't think that even happening, but I'm speculating that him being a software computer company owner has nothing to do with her success. I think a lot of y'all mad because it's a white girl at the top. I think it's simple as that. I think it's silly. It's just envy and jealousy. It's simple as that.
Of course you would think that.
But that's
I'm looking. It is what it is. It's observation. It's observation, honey. It is.
There's a lot of black women that had her platform.
In order for
I did let you answer. You said allegations and all that. I did let you answer. You said you didn't know. You said you didn't know, so I said what I think.
Sir, I'm trying to be cordial with you, but you keep coming at me for no reason.
I'm not coming at you.
Yes, you are, sir.
You said I don't know. I don't want to make any allegations. And I'm saying,
going to drop down somebody's live right now.
Thank you. At least no one's dropping you down. You're dropping yourself down. Peace.
Thank you, Chuck.
Oh, yeah. Do your thing. Meanwhile,
I agree with you and I agree with her, man. At the same time, people have their opinions. And I feel like right now, since 2020 to now, people have too much of an opinion, and people don't want to respect the fact that we can agree and disagree. And it shouldn't, lead to a point where we can't continue a discussion or a topic. And I just feel like however you feel is however you feel. You got to know how to rebuttal and know how to deal with that situation when your opinion is disagreed upon. That's just my thoughts on it.
Okay. I asked her. I didn't cut her off. She said, I didn't know. She thought it was an allegation. I said,
I don't think she should have cut herself off or ran away. I just think she should have done it.
I don't think she should have either, but it was expected. Now she can't say that the host dropped her down like she accused the old man of doing. She dropped herself down. So, she can't say that a man made her go off. She's a grown woman. She made her own decision to leave, and that's okay. I have no ill against her. I don't even know the woman. I just heard about her for the first time now. So, it is what it is. It's cool.
But my whole thing
Pearl's at the top of her game right now, man. If she wasn't a white girl, nobody would be saying, they'd be having praises for this girl. But since she's lily white, they're like, oh, it's got to be something.
My whole thing is black women in the last 4 years had the opportunity to do what Pearl did. But
they could have paid Kevin Samuels. They could have paid.
They fell into the narrative, bro. They fell into the narrative.
And now they're mad. And it's all based on emotion and jealousy and envy. It's just that simple. They're acting very catty with each other.
And
it's entertainment for me, brother. When I watch that stuff, I'm entertained watching Pearly.
It's also entertainment for me.
It's a guilty pleasure, like Jerry Springer or Maury. It is.
Because she wasn't the only female that was going in on her on the sit-in.
That's right.
It was another female. And it was just like, the only problem where they fucked up at, they kept asking the same damn questions. It's like, all right.
Expecting a different answer.
Right. But now they understand how a black man, feel when they ask them questions about certain shit. They uncomfortable with that.
They understand, but do they really empathize with us? Do they care?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, You got
they
all
don't
these.
speak to understand. They just speak to just wait their turn to just yap. They don't really want to learn, get better, try to understand us. They just want to get their point out, yap, yap, yap. And once
You
they
know
get the
what?
emotional nut off, I'm gonna drop down now.
I'm
Stop
40 years
coming at
old,
me.
man.
And
I've been single.
I'm 59.
And you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
gonna say, right?
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna break this small analogy down because I don't want to like be over talking and stuff like that. Back in the 90s, bro, whatever happened behind closed doors, that's what happened, right? Nobody fucking knew. They only can speculate, okay? The way women move around, okay, you had a certain amount of few women that moved around like that, which was the Generation X.
Hey, what's
right?
up? I didn't drop down. I didn't run. There's another show that's on right now. If you know me, I'm not afraid of a
He
debate.
was speaking. You coming kind of rude. The man was talking
No,
about
you
something.
cut me off before, sir. So you started it. But thank you so much for
Oh,
having
this is
me.
good
Have a
information
good
for
one.
all y'all, right? The thing about it is, when I grew up in the 90s, we had the box, right? I remember Fat Joe first
Square up. Yeah.
first fucking video. He was called I'm Fat Joe. Then it turned into the 2 Live Crew. Most people don't even remember the 2 Live Crew. Then you had the Black Bike Week after that. They kind of exposed that. We didn't know what the Black Bike Week was, right? Then you had Foxy Brown, Lil Kim. They all came around. They was on Adina Howard and all this other shit, right? So women being kind of doing what women are doing right now, you just had a certain amount, like a small group that would do it. But just to sit here in society right now, the way I look at it, and you being as old as you are, you understand exactly what I'm saying. Most shit happened behind closed doors.
There was no social media to air it out. All the shit that you see right now was going on 30 years ago, 1992. It was going on.
You talking about,
but there was no camera, there was no Instagram, there was no Snapchat. This stuff was going on then.
But what happened, brother, when we was younger? What the women used to say? If you tell anybody, you ain't getting it no more. Right?
Basically, yeah.
You had
Don't
to keep
tell
behind,
nobody.
You had to keep behind closed doors, and the women that
if you're discreet, and I'm gonna tell you right now, they didn't give a damn about you being over 6 feet tall, making 6 figures. If they're attracted to you, regardless of your height,
bro. It's the same way now.
Their number one thing was, can you keep your mouth shut? Because they don't want to get back to their homegirls.
Absolutely right.
They dealing with, back then I was broke as a joke. They didn't want that to get out that, hey, I may look all right, but I ain't had no money. And she didn't want her friends to know that they was messing with Marcus.
Let me ask you this question. What was our 2 top black porn stars in the late 90s going into the 2000s? Both of them had stupid ass. That was Pinky and Cherokee Diaz.
I don't know.
That's all we had, bro. Roxy Reynolds and all these porn stars come later, right? The Video Vixen, the first one that exposed, because look, you got to think, everybody doing a Kareem Steffens.
Oh, you mean the one who wrote that tell-all book and it backfired on it when she tried to get married?
Right, that was Kareem Steffens. So all these women are pulling a Kareem Steffens right now, right? Remember, she did the porn scene. That was in the early 2000s. That was like early MySpace. You know what I mean? So it's like when I speak on things, I'm like, look, the women being doing it, it wasn't a large amount of women doing it how they doing it now. But there
wasn't no social media to expose it. There was no algorithm exposing this, pushing this content to people. But
when Kareem Steffens wrote the book, we start to see the change over a generation because of her book and what she was doing. What created now? When Foxy Brown dropped that photo shoot where she was squatting down and, the monkey was fat, who didn't have that fucking poster on a wall in a house? You know what I mean? But she was like one of the few. Her, Adina Howard, Foxy Brown didn't even go that far. But Adina Howard and fucking Lil Kim, man, they was pushing the sexuality shit. And the only reason why I didn't go as far because you still had Aaliyah. You still had Destiny Child. You still had a
had a balance. You had a balance.
And it's just like what Jaguar Wright is her name, right? She exposed all that in this previous interview that she just said. She was like, you had whole shit and you had music, right?
And you had a choice. depending on what vibe or
not
mood
that she
you were
said she
in.
had a choice. You couldn't conflict the both. So, like she said, is one thing she said in that interview.
But I mean, you had a choice to listen to what kind of music you wanted to with those two different options you just said. You had options to choose from.
That's not where I'm going at, because you had Vita Guerrera. People forgot about her. What she started doing, she got away from it when it got too bad. But Buffy the Body started being a workout. Buffy the Body got away from it when it got too bad. When Kareen Steffans leaked out all this shit, they all of a sudden fell back ever since. If you look up Buffy the Body right now, you're gonna get her workout videos. If you look up Vita Guerrera, she don't do photo shoots and shit like that no more. You look up a lot of video vixens, they don't do what they used to do because of how Kareen Steffans leaked all that shit out. And then now you got a bunch of Kareen Steffans running around. So it shows
they're going to end up though, man. Do you think any of them will reach to the level? I'm getting back on topic here. You think any of them going to get to the level of Hannah, aka Just Pearly Things? You think they're going to get to her level?
No. I mean, even she is catching slack. She's catching a lot of feedback. I'm subscribed to her, so I pay attention to a lot of things. Man, this girl gonna drive herself to have a stroke and a heart attack dealing with these crazy ass women nowadays. I mean, just look at her when she's talking. Her hands is going crazy. She's trying to stop them. I'm like, this girl look like she ready to have a fucking heart attack talking to these crazy ass women. My whole thing was this. It's at a point in time we've been getting 4 years of the Manosphere and the red pill shit. You got kids as young as 16 years old listening to Donovan Sharp and Coach Greg Adams and all these other people. There's no point in talking about the shit no more. How about you just ignore the bitch? If she on TikTok doing shit, block her. If she on Instagram, block her.
I just travel the world. That's how I deal with it.
My whole thing is just block the bitches. The more you ignore them, the one thing I know about women, and you know this like I know this, brother, because you're older, they gonna fix their ways or they gonna get stuck in their ways. Because I'm gonna tell you, in my neighborhood where I grew up at, I'm still here, there's a lot of 50-year-old bitches that claim independent, got their own house.
I know.
Here's the one thing that these bras don't
They try to flex by dating younger brothers like you. And all they're going to get is a wet spot in their bed, but they're not going to get a man to cover them, to protect them.
These bras don't even want a younger dude.
They won't, man. No, they do it for a flex. But they know when they get home, he's not going to love them.
But here's the thing, brother, because I take care of 2 older parents. That's the only reason why I'm not out doing my own thing. My dad just turned 86, December 25th. My mom just turned 79, August 30th. One thing I always say,
man, you have both of them. That's a blessing.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. It's hard taking care of 2 stubborn old people, if you know what I mean.
I know.
But one thing I'm saying is, let me hear this shit when you 62, when you 70-something years old, when you fall off the porch and you don't heal the same. And you done fucked up with everybody so bad that who's going to be there to help you? Because this one thing I try to tell a female. You know one thing my mom got? Let's just say if my dad, I'm going to knock on wood, not here tomorrow. She collects the rest of his retirement. She collects the rest of his Social Security. And she collects the rest of his medical for the rest of her life. What in the fuck are you going to do not being married, not being with a man, and you 70-something years old, you done fell off the porch, your own kids don't even want to fucking deal with you. Who the fuck gonna take care of you? Because last I checked, they be whooping your ass in the fucking nursery homes.
Or breaking your hand. They try to feed you and you try to resist, they break your fucking wrist.
I'm just saying, I don't know where these women think they're gonna be in the next 20 to 30 fucking years.
They're gonna have to man up and pay disability insurance and have a private nurse take care of them. But they won't do that because they don't have the wherewithal to plan ahead. They think they're going to be forever 21.
And twerking your ass run out. Where are you going to get the money? Because I'm going to tell you, bro, medical insurance costs a lot of money. And I'm going to tell you, when you reach a certain age, you stop giving a fuck about money. You just want to live. And I'm keeping it 1,000, man. I got neighbors around here that are old that I got to go, rake up the leaves, do this for. And I'm like, why is you in there by yourself? You know what I mean? And then I look at they tell me about their medical bills and shit. paying fucking 25, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 a month just to keep medical coverage. What do these women think they finna get in the next 20 to 30 years? Because that's what it's really gonna boil down to.
They're not thinking, they're not planning that far ahead. And the days, I mean, God bless you, your parents have you, but for everybody else, and you may disagree with me, they're none of your concern. Your parents, your loved ones, your family is all you got. Everyone else, they're fending for themselves. That sounds cold-blooded, but if these women aren't planning ahead like that, they're sitting there wasting their time trying to be forever 21. It's on them, man. I mean, how can I say it? I don't hate them. I don't love them. I'm indifferent about it.
Yeah.
And it sounds cold-blooded and heartless, but how much can I do for them? I can't do nothing for them. I sound like Favorite Flav.
Let me ask, did you guys see that recent story that not only I did, but a couple other people did it, that's saying by 2030, more than 45% of American women are going to be single and childless?
Facts.
That's only 8 years from now.
Did you see the situation with Amber Rose and Murder Mook? Where she was just going off, stay out of women's business and all this. And I'm like, well, bitch, what the fuck gonna happen if you fall off the porch and break your leg? What if your kid get old enough and realize what you've been doing and don't want to fuck with you? So I saw another.
Who is that?
Amber Rose.
I know Amber Rose. Who was the other one?
She was going off on Murder Mook.
Really?
Yeah, he was trying to enlighten her about certain shit, and she was like, "Oh, stay out of women's business." And my whole thing was this: when I looked at the whole interview,
turn on your camera real quick before I let you in. Let me see you.
My whole thing was, it was like, there's no point even talking about the shit. That's why on my channel, I'm like, the red pill is dead, because we've had 4 years, and I think a few generations been educated by now. There's no point in talking about this. And this is what I respected about Pearly Things earlier this morning. She even realized I can't keep talking about this shit. She even realized there's nothing we can do. It's just like this. Younger millennials, generation Y and X, Z, they're just done. There's nothing we can do. It's just over. There's nothing to talk about. It's just basically just ignore them. Don't even give them the platform or the attention. It's just over to me. Yeah, Amber Rose is around my age, bro. And she was screaming and yelling like she was 17, 18 years old, bro. She got a whole tattoo on her forehead.
But the last time I paid Miss Rose any attention, she was talking about some slut walk. Yeah,
she was basically doing that in the interview, bro.
I just laughed and just went on to something else to read, man. It was. I didn't care then. I didn't care then. I don't care now. And God willing, if I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm not gonna care tomorrow. I call myself the naughty American aspect. I'm not disrespectful. I'm not hateful. I'm naughty. I clown them. I troll them if I feel like it. But I'm not gonna feel sorry for them. They put themselves in that position. When any of us men fall off, what do? They laugh, they ridicule us. They say, well, you should have picked a better woman. Well, you should have saved more money. You should have done this. And we take it on the chin. We take the L on the chin. Well, now it's time for them to take their L on their collective chin. Don't feel bad for them, just like you said. And if it's not your families or your loved one, you step off and just, you can wish them well. I'm not wishing none of them well. I'm indifferent about them. If you're not my family or my loved one, too bad. If you're going to sit there and disrespect yourself as a woman, put yourself out like that, you're going to be like Karen Stephan Superhead, or be like, well, what's her name? Brittany. It's on you. I don't feel sorry for them, man.
Hey,
I really don't. So
that's their life. And
oh man.
I'm gonna tell you some old school shit my dad told me.
I guess he's an 8 now.
Okay, that's their life. That's not yours, bro. And that's something they gotta live with. It's just that simple. And that's why when I break up with a chick, bro, I'll find out she talking to these men doing this shit.
My father told me there's no such thing as an ugly woman. Some just look better than others, i.e.,
hey, all my chicks are naturally pretty, bro. Like I said, I like to turn over and wake up and she looked the same before she went to sleep. You know what I mean?
Without makeup on.
Without makeup on. Yeah. But the one thing my dad told me was to move forward. And in order to move forward is to understand what's going on. And look, you ain't got to deal with it. We as men don't have to deal with it. Now we know. We get passports. We can go here. We could be 1% in another country. We can do this. We can have.
I've had a passport since 1983, man. Before passport bros was even a thing. So I'm rocking with that. I agree with you.
So my whole thing is just let's stop talking about the negative shit with fucking women. Just ignore their ass. If we look,
I do. It's entertainment
when they
to
post
me.
TikTok
really
shit,
is.
right? If every nigga just blocked them and didn't pay attention, all they would have is women to follow them.
I'm not gonna
got women complaining about how men
they're
don't
entertainment to me, man. It's entertainment to me.
I don't even find it entertaining. I just find it
to me, man.
To ignore it. Just ignore it.
Every TikTok video they complaining about something. Right? Today it's passport bros. Tomorrow it'll be something else. So
I just ignore it, man, because motherfuckers since World War I have not came back to the United States.
But would you agree? But would you agree if Miss Pearly things was a black fat woman, even an attractive black woman, you think they would be mad about her getting all the success this fast? Do you honestly? Do you think?
I think they would because she fits the ideology of the Manosphere and the red pill. So yeah, she would, but she wouldn't blow up as fast because the pigmentation is different.
They call her a pygmy. They call her a turncoat. You know.
I didn't want to say that. They call her a pick-me. Like a pick-me's a bad thing. Pick-me's get picked.
I mean, all right. I came from a passport, bro. So, I mean, I'm 25. We're about to be 25. Gen Z. Listen, my generation is a wash. I'm almost 25. 5 years from now, they're going to be hitting 30. All I'm going to say is this: it's a wash for my generation.
But that's why I said the next 20 to 30 years is like we're not gonna fix them. You just gotta let them phase out. You gotta hope your kids do something different. But I can tell you one thing,
devices, brother. Leave them to their own devices. You 25
I can tell you one
years
thing:
old.
Black Americans is going to populate Brazil, Colombia, any parts of South America.
Here's the thing:
African continent,
African countries, Asian countries.
I'm in Kenya. Yeah,
but guys, remember, black people are already there, though.
Yeah,
but as far as Black Americans, we're finna populate all these other places, and there's gonna be a slew. Look, in the next 50 years, there's gonna be more single women over here. The suicide rate is gonna be so fucking high, but there's gonna be so many fucking Black Americans in other different continents populating the countries over there.
But dude,
they're gonna stick with them people's cultures.
No, but hold on. If we get foreign women, then those kids are no longer going to be Black Americans. They're going to be mixed, but they're not going to be raised as Black Americans.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Black Americans are going to populate all these other places because these women over here are retarded.
But they won't be Black Americans. They'll be mixed. They'll be melanated. Yes. They'll be Black, half Black. Yes. But they're not going to be Black.
No, I'm not saying the kids will be Black American. What I'm saying is that Black Americans are finna populate other parts of the world.
Yo, I can attest to it. I'm Black and
hold on. Let me just say something about that. We as men can move. We can get women in other countries. We can marry women in other countries. We can have children in other countries. But you got one thing that you don't understand until you live outside America long enough: the experience that you have growing up in America, being force-fed the media, being force-fed this poisonous fucking diet, being force-fed racism, being force-fed whatever it is. You only get that experience here. If you have children outside of this country, those kids could grow up to be Naomi Osaka. Those kids could grow up to be Tiger Woods. They'll grow up devoid of fucking racism because they're not here. Or at least whatever they experience won't be like what they experience here. So
I totally agree, brother.
I think the reason why these women are terrified of passport bros most of all is because they know that we have the power to literally make them go extinct simply by not fucking with them.
You see what I'm saying? Just leave them alone. No point in talking about it no more.
Did you hear what
he's absolutely
said
right
about Black Germans? How essentially, since they were displaced and were in Germany, they didn't have the same experience as Black Americans.
Well, nobody will. Nobody will have the same experience as Black Americans. Nobody. Yeah. Nobody. Not African.
You're from a completely different area.
I did live out the country. I was living in the UK, and they getting just as bad as America, bro.
Well, I've seen that they're anti-immigrant mostly, and I know that there are some leftover skinheads and this, that, and other. A whole lot of them are woke. A whole lot of them are rejecting wokeness and everything. The reality is, even in the UK, racism ain't what it is in America.
No,
it's totally different. So
I agree.
The experience of being ADOS is like that can literally get wiped away within a couple of generations.
Oh,
it literally could.
Right. You're absolutely right. So it's still a possibility to find good women in the UK. You just got a lot of women that's just too influenced by the social media platform from what they see from American women. And I've seen it. I've lived over there. I lived in Hackney. I stayed in Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Lancaster Gate, Kingston, all that. Been to, Birmingham and Brixton and all that. And when I'm in the lower parts of London, they tend to act more like American women. That's what I noticed. It's not a lot. It's not big, because people be like, oh, I don't want to go to London. I'm like, you should go. It's hell, you can meet a solid woman at the airport in Heathrow, big ass airport for nothing. But I mean, you get off the fucking plane from LAX to Heathrow, bro. It's like, I swear to God, you can do a marathon to get to the border patrol, right? It's so fucking big, but when you get to the border patrol, I mean, you meet some of the women that you never thought would be mixed with shit. And I say this all the time. You'll see a Filipino mixed with a Pakistani or Indian. Fine. Like, goddamn, what the fuck? Like, the women over there are so fucking gorgeous because they're so diverse in that country. And people be like, oh, we're diverse. This country is diverse. That is the most diverse country in the world. I've never seen so many people just mix with each other. It's like, it's crazy. Like, you'll see a Nigerian with a fucking Vietnam chick. You'd be like, God damn, what the fuck? And friendly. You just got to stay out the hood and don't fuck with the hood chicks, because the hood chicks out there think they're American chicks. But you have more of a thing of catching a woman out there that you can be with more than you can here in the United States. Even though you can catch women in the United States that you can be with, there's a lot of solid women out here, but they just got more. And you just gotta stay away from the ones from the hood. Like, look, my ex-fiance, she's on my YouTube. If you go to my YouTube,
okay,
you can see how I was spending time with her. I was doing all this, riding bikes, shit she was never doing. She been in London her entire life, never been on the London Eye, right? But I was meeting girls on that train. I got the Oyster card, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I used to have to catch the bus and the train out there. I'll be meeting women on the bus. They knew I wasn't from the UK, bro. And don't get me wrong, they got handsome men too. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with a certain amount of the women, but majority of them women out there married are living with a dude because that's how their society set it up. Everything is a 1-bedroom flat. They gonna make sure your ass ain't gonna have a bunch of kids, because how you gonna get a bigger place? They kind of don't allow you to have it. So I would say at least 85% of the women are on birth control in the United Kingdom. But if you at the pub, you out here partying, you at the hood functions, you gonna come across something that's similar to America. But once you start going to Chelsea, Lancaster Gate, Crystal Palace, you can find something solid. Easy. And they mix and look different. I'm just keeping it 1,000.
I disagree, man. That's a wash in the United States. It's done.
So the United States is fucking done. Absolutely done.
Literally, all I'm going to tell my friends from this point on is just treat America as a business. That's the best way to move through it. Treat it as a business. Get your property, and go overseas, save up, invest. Because there's so many financial pitfalls here. I mean, what's the point of even trying to set up shop?
Did you hear about this new bullshit that they got called living alone together or some shit? LAT.
Yeah, I made a comment on the last Passport Bro video you had made about them making poly relationships normalized.
Yeah.
I sent that comment, and they're literally trying to push that in the US. I mean, people, they're not getting married. And they think that poly is the solution. Here's the thing: people already can't get along with each other in two party.
Men can't share fucking women.
Exactly, they can't.
They can't. We're too territorial. But understand something: when they say poly, see a lot of these dumbass fucking guys, because there's some of these goddamn dating roaches on YouTube who talk about how they in open relationships and shit. Understand something: if you're in an open relationship, you're a fucking cuck. You're sharing pussy with somebody else. That's number one. Number two, when they say poly, you got to remember there's multiple words attached to that. They're trying to get you to accept polyandry. They think that they can have as many men as they want, and they're trying to convince your dumbass that this is polyamory and that this is multiple love, multiple partners. Fuck that. They're trying to get you to accept polyandry. If you become a stepdad or a cleanup bro, you're accepting her being with other men. If you are letting her be in an open relationship, then she's using you for resources while she's fucking somebody else.
Right.
But
see, absolutely true.
It's like, what are you getting out of this shit?
Absolutely true.
You know, and I heard this story, and I actually made a video about it like not too long ago, a couple hours ago. And the reality is they're trying to make you accept polyandry. This whole thing about women having kids with other guys and now you be the cleanup bro, nah, man. If you go for that shit, then you're being forced to accept her with somebody else. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, you're a fucking clown. Like,
and you're gonna see it every single day in that kid's face. That kid who despises you.
Oh shit. Have you speaking of polyandry, did you see that what was it? That soft white underbelly video?
I did not see that. What's that about?
All right, so it was a video of basically scenario. A dude, he had started having issues with his reproductive system. And basically, you know the whole story. Basically, the dude goes to the whole story. She's getting blacked, and she's this overweight lady, right? Whole video, you can see the guy visibly uncomfortable. The whole video, talking about their whole situation. She's cutting him off, speaking for him, whole time. Dude is literally getting disrespected the whole video, right? And pretty much as a viewer, you're just sitting there staring at it, you know, at a loss for words, man. But if you want to go see that video and, you know, feel, you know, the tension and uncomfort, you can go check it out. I think it's, what is it called? I think it's something like Open Relationship or something like that. You'll find it on the channel's popular video. But very eye-opening.
And I can explain something. I don't give a fuck if you're a female. A lot of these females be lying about their body count, bro. A lot of them don't.
Oh, come on.
You'd be a fool not to. You'd be a fool not to lie.
But here's the thing. Genetically, our bodies ain't made up to sleep around with a bunch of different people like that. That shit has a wear and tear on it.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? And for a woman to be like, oh, I've been with these people. Bitch, you should be asleep somewhere all fucking day.
I mean,
all fucking day. Now, I can look dead in the fucking camera. I had 6 women in myself. I lost my fucking job. I was asleep for 2 weeks. Only time I got up was to drink of water, take a piss, take a shower, and was back to sleep. There's no fucking way in the world, bitch, you around here sleeping with all these fucking men. And the reason why I know it, if you live with a woman and you slept with her, let's just say 4 to 5 times a day, both of y'all was knocked out for days. And I'm telling you, my body was never the same. 6 women, that's a muscle, bro. The coochie is a fucking muscle. And if you work out, you know not to work out too much, right? So if you overwork out, what end up happening? You oversleep, you tired, you can't get up to do what you got to do, you sore. No fucking way, bitch. I got homeboys that are pimps. They fucking hoes. Can't even go fucking 5 niggas a night or a day. Pussy sore, fucked up, coochie muscle sore, fucked up. That's a lot of muscle. Your dick is a muscle. The coochie is a muscle. It's got to get sore at some point, bitch. And then on top of that, a bitch only got 2 weeks to fuck, bro. And I explained this in The Red Pill is Dead shit. I was like, look, she know when she finna start her period, right? She ovulating, obviously. So she gonna try to get it in them first 3 days, right? Most women are gonna have a period maximum 7 days, like I said in my video. Then after 7 days, it's kind of like when you catch a cold and you heal up from it, but your body's still sore. That's how kind of what a woman go through when they start a period, when they had a period, and after they period. Man, that's a whole fucking 13, 14 fucking days. Bitch, so you slept with all these people in 2 weeks. No wonder why she ain't answer the phone. No wonder why she flaking on niggas. No wonder why she doing this. Because she got to keep up with all this fucking dick she got in her life. And she can't keep up with it.
You want to know what's crazy?
I'm just speaking from niggas that are pimps. Like,
you want to know what's crazy?
These bitches can't keep up with all these niggas, bro.
Do you want to know what's crazy? That's probably some dudes running the red light, bro. If you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Yeah, you already.
I'm just saying, man. That's a lot of muscle to deal with, man. It's like lifting too much weight, man. That shit gonna wear on you after a while.
That whole thing about where a woman's getting that period, they get real horny up until that period come, and they jump on you so quick you ain't got time to check about no red lights.
Right.
You find out later when your sheets are all fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
And you've got to use extra Tide. Oh, shit. And you got to use. I have to use Suavitel. You got to use that Suavitel on there and some of that Shout.
Because I live with 8 different women, man, and you start to understand their anatomy. Like, look, I tell a nigga like this. Ask a bitch when the last time she had a pap smear. Ask last time when she had an STD check. Okay, you fucked this last nigga. Did you have an STD check? Watch how they eyes move side to side.
Answers no.
Right. Like, bitch, you ain't even checking your own fucking body. I gotta check you to check your fucking body, bitch. Like, when I was flying to London, I didn't trust those girls. I took an STD check before I went there. I took an STD check every time I came back. And I was flying out there 4 times a year during the pandemic. And every time I was getting an STD check, guess how many STD checks that bitch had? That whole fucking 3 years I was flying out there.
0.
1.
1. Okay.
Oh, 1.
I'm surprised when you asked her, did you have an STD check? She didn't say, well, are you itching?
yeah, throw it back in your face. Yeah.
No, I wasn't itching. But here's the thing. Nowadays, motherfuckers got this technology in their hand, the phone, right? This what I do to a bitch, like the last bitch I was dealing with after her. I popped up on her. I was like, right, I got Kaiser, right? I show her my whole medical history from 2003. I was like, let me see yours.
I
you think she showed me? Fuck no.
Yeah, but in fairness, a lot of people don't do that. I mean, even my Apple Health app, I haven't fully set that shit up. There's certain things.
Come on, man. If you fucking around like that, even if you fucking a bunch of different people, don't you think you should get yourself checked out for the safety of the next person you gonna fuck with?
Listen, most of these people that are sleeping around don't care, man.
Yeah, and then the problem is so many of these dudes are sleeping around and so many of these women are sleeping around and then lying about it until the reality is you're rolling the dice just by being in bed with them.
Right.
That's the reality.
Taking a risk. And the funny part about it is 3 of my ex-girlfriends, she like, oh, you can trust me. I took them to the doctor. You know what the doctor did? Did a pap smear, left her up in here and pulled me to the side. You know what they told me? You know, she been up in here for the last 10, 12 years for like 3, 4 STDs.
Oh, shit.
Hey, they'll lie to him, bro. They'll do the pap smear. They'll look all up in there. And they'll tell her and they'll lie to her. Oh, you fine. But I'm going to tell you what the doctor tell me. These bras got victim coochies. Like they've been violated. They be having victim coochies, bro. I'm like, I be telling my younger homeboys, like, hey, you like the girl, right? He like, yeah. Ask her when the last time she had a pap smear. You should see the look on their face when they come back and talk to me. Never got one since they was like 16 and the bitch already like 32.
I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed. You mean to tell me this nigga right here was fucking pounding on that? Really? Dude, I'm a little bit upset. I'm a little jealous right now. I'm a little jealous. Really, this dude looks like Nick Adoyam, that guy, fucking football player.
Hey man,
this
we all grew up in the hood, and we got homeboys that'll fuck a donkey and a German Shepherd with a pussy.
Yeah, this dude right here, this dude, and notice how neither one of them are smiling. They ain't showing their teeth. Nobody's happy here.
Does she know what's going to happen that night, or it already happened?
Yeah, it probably already happened. He's like, yeah, you know, they broke up or whatever.
Hey, brother, you've been on a couple of lives that I've been on, and you always been on point about everything. You got to send me a link to your channel, man, so I can follow you, man, because you be
somebody gave me the name too, Nakadoman Sung, whatever the fuck. I can't say that name. It's a weird ass name. What was his name? Nidak Makun Sa. That the football player dude. That's who this nigga looked like to me. Get your hands off that white girl.
Get your hands out my pocket, nigga.
He was supposed to make it to the league. He just didn't make it.
Yeah, he didn't make it. He was on a Chrysler 300 commercial. They should have had me on that commercial. I had 3 of those fucking cars.
Brother, what's your YouTube, man?
Big Truck Series Review. Big Truck Series Review. You're on it now.
I'm subscribed to you.
I have no idea. Maybe
I should be subscribed to you. Because you been.
What happened to you?
Oh,
I don't know what happened. I didn't do nothing. I don't know what happened.
He's checking,
man.
He just disappeared. I don't know what happened. I didn't do it.
I tell you, you need to get a sponsor.
I'll put the link again. He can come back up. I didn't do nothing to him.
You need to get a sponsor for how much you support the Cadillac Lyric, man. They need to go.
Yeah, I wish these bastards would hurry up and build my fucking car.
Fucking check.
I wish they'd hurry up and build my car. I want that shit now.
I tell you, man, you're leading the way for the Cadillac Lyric. Like,
I hope so. I wish they heard
nobody else talking about the Lyric. I even saw a commercial of the Lyric.
Oh, here he is. What happened? Because everybody thought I cut you off. What happened?
No, I was my dumb ass thinking I'm still on the live, thinking I'm gonna go back and look at your live, your channel. But yeah, I gotta be subscribed because that's the only way I came in here. Because when I went to my subscription link, I saw a live, and I'm like, oh, I like the topic. Let me get in on it. Because I'm subscribed to so many people. I've been on YouTube for a long ass fucking time. And I clicked back thinking I'm still on YouTube, brother.
So the Gantz ZT Lifestyle says that I'm sorry, Big Truck. If I seen this woman walking down the street, I wouldn't even look once, much less look twice. Respect to you, though. Yeah, you see, here, you got to remember, I live in New York, and my, how should I say it, New York City. When you go into Manhattan, you see a lot of Hannah Pearlys over there. There's a lot of them in Manhattan. They're tall. They're shaped the same way she's shaped. They got the thin hair just like she got. And listen, it is what it is. I mean, some dudes. I don't expect every dude to want this because I mean, some dudes are short and she's tall and everything. But this dude right here, who was her boyfriend, I think he's a bigger TikToker or whatever than she was. I'm not sure.
And he cockeyed. Shit, look at the picture.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, you got with this dude, really? Like, yeah, but I mean, listen, if he can hit it, I know I got a chance. But yeah, I mean, that's messed up. But yeah, that's just what it is.
That's messed up.
I think you're a shoo-in, man. I mean, hey.
I'm sorry, what happened?
I said I think you're a shoo-in for.
I'm a shoo-in, yeah. My chick that I was with in Maldives looked kind of just like Pearly, except she's short. So,
Hey, when I went to school in Orange County, man, it was a lot of white chicks out there. And I remember dudes used to tell me, like, oh, white chicks ain't thick. I'm like, that's because you still in Compton. I'm in Orange County. Them volleyball, them softball chicks is thick, but they be looking just like Pearly things.
Yes.
Androgen.
That's what it is. It's the chemical androgen in hormone that makes them with the masculine features because they're playing fucking contact sports. So, they're not going to be 9s They're not gonna yeah, they're playing contact sports. They're hurting each other. The fuck? That's
hey,
what
I'm gonna tell you one thing, man. It ain't like a black chick. You know, you lick on her neck when you making love to her. You kind of used to that. Man, lick on a white chick neck when she's sweating and you making love to her. Man, you gonna feel like you got a whole batch of salt dumped in your fucking mouth, bro. And it's not being racist or anything like that. I'm just telling you, man, they be salty as fuck, man. It be like eating bacon with too much motherfucking salt in it.
Oh, I guess they're trying to retain water, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know, bro, but it just be different. I'm just like, I can't do a white girl, bro. I barely can do a light-skinned chick mix. If she black and white, I'm like, ugh. You know.
My thing is, as long as your content of character is very good and agreeable, enjoyable, you keep my house clean, you cook for me, and you fuck me when I need it, I ain't got too many complaints.
I'm with that too, but damn, man, I'm telling you, the chicks that I live with, dark skin, brown skin, you know, some light skin, but when they get in the sun, they get a little dark. That's cool. I've had 2 chicks that get in the sun that was mixed, just wouldn't get dark. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? We at the beach, bitch, you getting red instead of brown.
Pale
Like,
those are the pale skins.
I'm like, I can't fucking do it, man. You know. And then my dad, man, him being from the area he from, my dad ain't no boomer. He a silent generation. If I bring a white girl to the house, I think my dad would probably pull a shotgun on me. And I'm talking about the shotgun from the 1800s.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Well, if he's that old, he shouldn't be able. He shouldn't have the dexterity to be able to pull any weapon on you if he's that old.
Gonna pull out the musket on you.
He still got all his marbles. He can have a very good conversation just as well as we having it right now. My daddy always told me, I brought a light skinned bitch over here. So light, he thought she was light. He was like, what the fuck are you doing? I looked at him like, what you talking about? My dad had a serious look in his face, bro. Like, fuck that. And if that bitch white, she can't come back over here. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, well, we're more progressive than that over here. We're far more progressive. We believe in content to character instead of race, creed, and religion and all that stuff Martin Luther King said.
Yeah. You got to understand, he went through all that. So his thing, like when my mom was working on the job and she had a meeting, she took pictures of people at the job. She tried to post that motherfucking picture, like put it in a frame. She got promoted in some shit. My daddy threw that shit so far, I ain't seen that picture since 1986. It's 2022. He was like, fuck no. Nigga. He didn't give a fuck.
All I'm going to say is this about Gen Z. Listen, us guys, we do not care. Like keeping it in, the community, that whole BS. Listen, my generation, we're not going for it.
You're not going for what?
For, stay in the community and keep
please.
The
community's dead. There's no such thing as a community.
Yeah, it's done. It's done. Like we didn't help create the situation that's in the community now. So it's like, why should we build it back? You know what I mean? Like, what reason do we have to build it back? I mean, that's why we're going to greener pastures.
All I can say is, man, your generation is over with, man. It's a failed cause, man. Because look, I'm gonna tell you, if you're on the panel and you 40 and up, Gen Zs, when they decide to go to work when they 50, y'all finna pay the most maximum Social Security for us ever when we hit 62, 65. Because a lot of your generation decide they didn't want to go to work. A lot of these motherfuckers that's going to jail gonna get out and they gonna have to go to work. Y'all finna be funding us for our retirement, bro.
Listen, I do cybersecurity. Listen, you have a lot of guys who aren't putting in the work. And hey, it is what it is. I mean,
they said Social Security running out, but I'm like, shit, the older millennials, Generation X, we good. Y'all didn't work, bro. Like,
way out. Yeah.
You gotta think. I was delivering pizzas. My mama gave me my car, bro. I started delivering pizzas because that was a thing to do back in that generation. If you had a car, then I had my own back house at like 14, 15 years old. Yeah, I was hanging out with all the bitches. I had all of them. It was different back then. Yeah. I got a job too. And they was on. Well, but it's like now it's like you can have a bitch talking about, oh, you need to make $650 a year, and this bitch don't even make 40. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Back then,
about that.
They didn't give a fuck, bro. Like, if you had your own spot where she can holler and the parents didn't wake up, she was good with that. If you had a car to pick her up, she would lie and say, I'm going to my homegirl house. Man, I ain't never seen a fucking bag on a bitch so small with a gang of clothes in it. I'm thinking we finna go to the movies or some shit. Go out, hit the beach or some shit. She like, nah, we going to your spot. Because she knew I had my own shit at 14, 15 years old. And see, my mom used to let me drive at 12. So I had access to the car. And then when I got my driver's license, I really had access. And then I had a job. So the coochie just flowed in. One thing I did notice, it was like it was all the same scenario. Like, I used to have to ask a bitch every once in a while, why in the hell you trying to like fuck me and shit? I just like you. Like, bitch, that's the best fucking excuse. To drop your drawers and let me do this. I'm like, what about the 6 foot nigga you was fucking with? That's why I don't get the scenario about, oh, 6 figures and tall. I'm like, that short nigga will fuck that nigga bitch.
Well, you got to understand, first of all, when it comes to a man who has his own place or his own car, that's instantaneous women falling all over your ass. Especially, like, you got to remember, here in New York, 1-bedroom apartment is fucking $4,000 a month. Number one, most of these people ain't got that shit. For $3,000, you're looking at a 1-bedroom, possibly in Brooklyn. Queens, probably $2,000 to $3,000. And a lot of these women who come because everybody want to come here, New York City. They will rent out a goddamn closet for $500 a month. I've dated chicks in Far Rockaway. They've had fucking air mattresses in a single ass walk-in closet style room. And I saw that shit. I'm like, damn, how could you live like this? You know, but $500 a month, they're renting out a closet. They got an air mattress on it. And the reality is, when you're a man, you got your own shit. My neighbors think I'm a fucking drug dealer. They really do. I've had people ask me, yo, could you put me on? I'm like, put you on to what? They're like, yeah, I'm going to sell what you selling. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Day I moved in here, they saw it was just me moving my shit in. And the fucking postman is asking me, am I renting rooms and shit? I'm like, no, I don't want none of y'all up in here. I ain't renting nothing. So when you got your neighbors, they watching you in and out of your house and you on your own, and they struggle, they got to fucking rent out their attic, they got to rent out their basement. Oh shit, that turns these women on. It doesn't matter what age they are. And especially if you deal with it in any capacity, you're dealing with older women. Older women love men who are doing their own thing, making their own money, because like they love that shit, because they think that the dude is like a go-getter and all that bullshit. And the thing about it is, even these old women, they ready to fuck. All of them. They down for it.
Totally agreeable, man, because you got to think too. My mom was so on my ass because, I kind of grew up like Pearly. My dad worked for McDonnell Douglas, which is Boeing now. My mom was a bus driver for 25 years. So I grew up upper middle class, right? I was the only nigga in high school without the brick phone. I had the cell phone. Some niggas was still using a drug dealer daddy cell phones and shit. I still got a brick phone in my garage right now. But it wasn't even a flip phone back then. It was just a regular phone. And this is what niggas don't understand. You had to memorize bitches' numbers. You either had the Holodex, they came with that later, but that flat phone, you could see it in the first Matrix, nigga. You had to dial the number in. It didn't have no contact. It didn't have no nothing.
Contact. Hold on. Flip phones had contacts.
Yeah, once they came out with it, I'm talking about 96.
I had a Motorola StarTAC like talk about, and you could program numbers into that. It was very, very basic, but you could still do it.
I'm okay. You old school. I'm gonna see if you remember this. I had the first Palm Trio.
Yeah, but a Palm Trio was way more advanced than even the Motorola StarTAC. That Palm shit was pretty advanced for its time.
Right, but I had a regular phone where you had to, it was like a house phone. You had to dial the number and you couldn't say the fucking contact. You know what I mean? So
really, what model was that?
That was Motorola too. Remember Cellular? Cellular turned AT&T. They bought out Pacific and Atlantic Bell and all that.
They bought out Bell Atlantic.
Right.
But the thing about it is I never remember them having any phone where you couldn't save contacts at least.
Nah, this is 96, bro.
Even 96.
Nah, maybe y'all, you know, the East Coast was always more advanced than the West Coast. Y'all used to get the best clothes. We used to be mad at y'all, bro.
Okay, that kind of makes a little bit more sense because
y'all used to get all the good shit and we get all the bad shit. Back in the 90s, like y'all was already wearing jean fucking whole fucking outfits, bro. We used to dream of that shit. We didn't get it until like 98, 99. Y'all was wearing that shit back in the early 90s. We was like looking at the music videos like, that shit hard as fuck.
Now imagine being from the South. We didn't get shit.
The West Coast get everything last. Everything comes to the East Coast as far as gear and outfits and Jordans and everything. They to this day, they still get it first.
Really? Wow.
Hell yeah, they still get it first. We got everything last. We still get everything last.
Well, New York is an import epicenter, as somebody points out, so... But I would say we probably set a lot of the styles and everything. We probably set
because y'all used to clown us when y'all used to come out here because we used to have an old Tommy Hilfiger that y'all had 2 years prior.
Well, I'll tell you this. It was like that stuff was so expensive until, there were very few people who could rock that shit, really. And then when the bootleggers really got going, it was like Tommy Hilfiger was fucking everywhere. like because we down here with Wall Street we have Canal Street, and Canal Street, the Chinese bootleggers, they had every bootleg you could think of. It didn't Gucci, Prada, Femi, Coach, it didn't fucking matter. Tommy Hilfiger.
Nah, you left one out because you old school, and I gotta say this.
What's it?
I know you remember Eddie Bauer.
Oh, Eddie Bauer. Yeah, but that Eddie Bauer wasn't as big as those other ones, though.
You see what I'm saying? You from the East Coast. That was big for us on the West Coast.
It was big for y'all, but Eddie Bauer, I mean, that was I mean, Eddie Bauer, like when they started printing Expedition interiors, like for Lincoln Navigators and Ford Expeditions.
Right.
I mean, Eddie Bauer, that came and went, man. That came and went. Like it was like some people.
It's just like y'all got it first. You know what I mean?
Now,
like,
how about Michael Kors? Like some people still buy that
Michael
shit.
Kors.
I have no fucking reason. I have no clue why they buy that shit, honestly. Michael Kors.
Hey, what was the fucking 3 button-up shirt with the tiger on it? Y'all used to get before us.
Lacoste or Coogee?
I want to say Coogee as well.
Lacoste had the alligator, and Coogee was just a couple of colors. That shit disappeared too.
Man, but y'all had it first, bro. Like, y'all had it first. That's why when Tupac came out here talking about Versace and all that, niggas didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. We didn't know.
Yeah.
We were so used to wearing Pendletons and Chucks and khakis and shit. You know what I mean? We didn't know none of that shit, bro. Y'all had all that shit first. When we finally caught on, y'all was done with that shit.
We're the fashion center. We're the fashion center.
Right.
We're like Paris.
That's essentially what I'm saying. And it's still like that to this day. Y'all still get the shit before us.
And see, the funny thing about it is because, like, most of these skinny ass models that they have in Europe and Paris, most women are so fat that they can't fit those clothes. So when we set a style here, especially you got these black women setting these horrible styles, that shit carries over to all the rest of these fat white women all around the country. So they start following that same shit. Now you got all of them twerking, and they got this fake hair, and they got all this bullshit in their head, shoestrings and shit, and they're wearing those fucking Yeezy slides and all this ugly ass fucking clothing. I can't, it's really a sad thing.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you how I know you remember this. This is in the late 90s, early 2000s. The first time I ever seen a chick, she was dancing. We was out in the parking lot. I know if you've been on the West Coast, you've been to Crenshaw, you hung out.
I have not been to the West Coast, no.
Oh, you haven't?
Not yet.
I know you heard about it, right?
Furthest I've been is Denver.
Damn. I know you heard about Crenshaw, how we used to floss our cars and shit out here, right?
Well, I've seen it on some movies, yes.
Hey, it was some chicks out here from the East Coast, right? They was fucking dancing and shit. You know, that's when they had the low cut jeans, the apple bottoms, and all that other shit, right? This bitch had the panties that snapped from the side. We had never seen that. And that shit was based out the East Coast, bro. No bitch on the West Coast that I have ever dealt with can snap her panties from the side like it was a whole snap. Snapped from the side. I'm like, what the fuck? But they had the whole East Coast accent because back in those times, a lot of people was flocking to Crenshaw. A lot of people was coming out there because we were doing our card thing. And these East Coast chicks, bro, they would come out here, some East Coast dudes come out here, they was rocking gear we never seen before. And that's what fucked me up about talking to people that's old school like me, even though I ain't been in New York, you ain't been to Cali, but it's just like, look how we so in tune with what we talking about. And it's just like, that's why I be trying to tell people there's nothing different with these women, bro. It's just now they're more flamboyant about how they express themselves. Back then, East Coast or West Coast, you had to keep that shit behind closed doors. But now it's like the topic of Pearly things not looking so good. Shit, I done seen plenty of her come through the neighborhood. You know, it is what it is. I just feel like at this point, we should discuss on how to fucking make money and rent properties and do our thing.
You know, that whole idea about, you know, the make money and talk property and talk about wealth and all that. Here's the problem. First of all, as you've probably already seen, the average people sitting back listening, they're mostly focused on the dick pussy conversation. That's number one. Number two, what good is the money and the wealth if you ain't got no children? So ultimately, you're only making the money and the wealth to either attract a better woman or because you're focused on passing it down to children. But without the woman, you have no children. So the issue is most of this whole YouTube thing, like I've noticed, even when you go to the really big channels, when they do these wealth conversations and credit conversations, they get way less viewers. I've noticed that. It doesn't matter which one it is. Kevin's, what is it, Fresh and Fed. It doesn't even matter who you're watching. Anybody, when they're doing these live panels, they start talking that crypto shit, people tune out because I think by now they know that they're not getting rich quick off that nonsense. It's done. But no, when you start talking women, all of a sudden, hot button issue. That shit come right alive, especially if it's something in the media. And I'm not doing it just because of that. I'm doing it kind of to trigger people who I know I can trigger by telling them that, you know, she's above them and she runs things now and that they can just acquiesce to her, you know?
You're absolutely right.
I was hoping she was going to pull up, but, you know, chances are she doesn't. She might be asleep now. It's 9:32. It's like 6 hours ahead over there. She might even be asleep.
No, it's 8 hours ahead. She's flew to Miami from what I've seen this morning. She's finna be on Fresh and Fit either tonight or tomorrow.
Fresh and Fit, really?
Yeah, she's doing. No, matter of fact, no jumper. That's what she said she was finna do.
Oh wow,
that's West Coast me. So she's out here. She could be filming that right now.
Wow,
that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, let me comb my hair. Yeah, get myself nice and presentable. Get my suit out the closet.
Yeah, she said in her last video, because I think at the time it was like 4 a.m. her time. Because I know, because I was dating a girl in London. So if it's like 4 p.m. here, it's like 12.
It's like 6 hours at night there. It's usually
it's 8
hours.
It's 8.
8 for London?
Yes, 8 hours. Okay. It's 8 for sure.
8 for sure?
Yeah, it's 8 for sure. Yeah, I can Google that. It's 8 for sure.
It's 9:33 right now. In London, it's 2:33.
Well, I'm West Coast time. That's why I'm saying that.
Right. I'm New York.
Right.
Yeah, so y'all only 6 hours away from the UK. I'm fucking 3 hours from y'all, and then you top that on flying to the UK. It takes me like 10 to 12 hours to fly there. It would take you 5 to 6 hours. Yeah, but for me, they're 8 hours ahead.
It's about a solid 6, possibly 7 for us.
Right. But yeah, she's supposed to be doing no jumper either tonight or tomorrow. You should see it in the morning.
I'm surprised she's doing that. She doesn't have to go to anybody. I'm really surprised she's actually doing that.
You know what? In her video earlier this morning, she said she was so excited to do it. She been following them for a while. She liked their podcast or whatever, and she's gonna go do it.
Okay. I think that's actually genius. That's why she's even successful. She's spreading out to platforms that probably don't even have to deal with directly the Manosphere.
Well, the thing is, in the last month, her viewership has dropped.
Really?
No, wait, no. Her viewership is up and her subscribership is up. It may
it's up, but what I'm saying is when she first dropped a video or content early in the morning, because what happens is, because I get up early in the morning for work and shit. Mm-hmm. So she'll post shit at 4 a.m. I'm already knowing it's like wee hours, or not wee hours, but early in the morning there. So I'm knowing she posting this shit around 8, 9, 10 o'clock UK time, right? So I'm up 4 or 5 in the morning. And she'll get up and do her little coffee thing and she'll explain shit.
Right. I've seen that a couple of times, yeah.
This morning, today's this morning, this morning. She was talking about how she was excited to go to No Jumper.
If you look at her viewership, yeah, there was a point when she dropped down. My guess is she may have been demonetized for some reason.
Right.
But
that's what she was explaining too.
If you look at her December 14th onwards to December 20th, she's just fucking exploded with by 84,000 subs.
Was that when Andrew Tate got on there?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, before that, like a couple of weeks ago, I was looking at it because I follow her. I've been subscribed to her for a while. And I saw and I noticed that she wasn't getting the amount of views. And she even noticed it. And she said it when she was having her coffee time in the morning. She was explaining that she knew she got to change up her content because after a while, you get tired of hearing the same shit.
Yeah.
You get all these bras on here complaining and screaming and yelling and shit. Yeah, it seemed like some Jerry Springer shit. But you get bored with that because you got other content. You got contents like yours. You got contents like a lot of content.
Oh yeah, Mark. For a lot of men, you're not giving solutions either. And that's right. The problem. A lot of men want to answer.
Right.
And the answer is get your passport, leave this fucking country behind, and go overseas.
Yeah, man.
There you go, man. There's nothing else to talk about.
That can be done for these women. There's nothing that can be done for them.
It's a wash.
There's nothing that can be done for them. Even the pygmies you can't trust.
Right.
It's a damn shame. You can't trust none of them.
And Big Truck, I wanted to say that something I've noticed because I live in Miami.
Yeah.
And I was spoken about this before on the Edward Anderson's channel, but it took me from the plane seat to my front doorstep with global entry and like you get you can get through customs and everything fast. It took me 27 minutes. I actually counted it from the seat of the plane to my front doorstep. What's happening now is the same thing that's happening to every other industry. Travel is starting to become more and more automated.
Yeah.
So things are getting faster. So you traveling to the UK and then coming back, I'm noticing guys, they're taking weekend trips. They're going on like you can leave at night, then be back by Sunday. They can stay for a week and then come back. I work remotely, and one of the things I noticed, man, is that the same way the industry is changing and making things easier, traveling is getting a lot easier.
Oh, absolutely.
And women aren't even changing. They're not even adjusting to that. They're getting harder, but dating other people is getting easier. So you're starting to see that.
Yeah, well, if you're the type of person, especially if you do remote work and you're flying back and forth between two countries, yes, it's absolutely getting easier to meet somebody and to maintain a relationship with them. But that's assuming that you're either an expat or that you're a constant traveler. Like somebody like me, my business is here. I'm not a constant traveler. I travel mostly for pleasure. So if I meet somebody, it's kind of hard to have that long distance relationship unless you're absolutely serious, because you really, even if you stay abroad for a month at a time, that's still not enough, because you're 11 months not seeing the person, or maybe a couple of months not seeing a person. So the reality is, some of these dudes, it's like when they meet somebody, they start the K-1 visa process almost immediately. Nothing necessarily wrong with that. But yeah, if you're fortunate enough to have a job where you're constantly going back and forth between the exact same two countries, something can work out of that. Definitely.
Well, I pretty much set up myself to be able to do this. I knew I lived overseas 12 years ago, and I saw the writing on the wall so long ago that I was like, oh, wait, this is changing. Like the whole PUA thing. I was still kind of blue pill back then. I used to believe in like, oh, okay, well, you just work hard and do the right thing. These women are certainly act right.
Absolutely not.
But then I started to travel and I started to notice like, why are these women so different? And then like, oh, it should be like American women should be the same, right? And then you just sort of notice this over time. And then so the past 12 or so years, I've been just trying to work remotely and getting to the point where I eventually become a full-time expat. But I'm pretty much done. The U.S. is great for making money, but everything else is just not good quality. The food isn't very good. You know, it's the women are kind of all over the place.
Lord.
You know, so I could ramble all day about the failings of the United States, but
I just think it's at this point we understand the Manosphere, we understand the red pill. If you can go somewhere else and make a life for yourself, I would encourage it. You know what I mean? Like now I can't leave. I was supposed to go to the Philippines, but I just got a job paying me at like fucking $80,000 an hour. So I'm like, I got to deal with that, and try to make the best of it. Hopefully I can make a business out of it, to where I can leave, because the state of this economy, the way things going, I just left Mexico for 30 days. They wouldn't feel it nowhere near of the fucking inflation that we're dealing with here. I mean, I was out there 30 days, spent $200 on groceries, man, for the whole 30 days. And I still had enough groceries left, or when I left my Airbnb, it was still a lot of shit left. And that was just me by myself. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of countries don't go through what we're going through. And I noticed that traveling. Like when I went to Germany, when I went to Italy, France, I mean, they all got their own little economic situations. But America just seemed like they like to put it on us, like as far as the citizens.
Yeah, we don't really get as much bang for our buck. Like we pay like a lot of taxes, but we don't get like you could go to like the doctor in the UK, or you could say, hey, I get this in the France, but in the United States, man, if you're not working, like if you're like, I remember Kevin Sam was saying you're making 3 times your age. And if you're not making at least 120,000 in a major US city, I'm talking as a man with no kids, you're not making even a significant dent in your overall, your savings, unless you're living like a Buddhist monk in a studio apartment in the middle of the ghetto, and you're just eating ramen noodles every day while also making 120,000 or making like 80,000.
But another thing, us black people don't realize, there's a lot of rural areas. Like, like I own land in Yucca Valley. I pay like $25,000 for it. It's like 2.5 acres. That shit is only fucking 2 hours away from Los Angeles. You know what I mean? It's like the commute, it's a problem, it's an issue. But not only that, man, the fucking taxes. Like I make fucking 8.5, almost $9,000 a month, man. But after taxes, they be subjecting my ass to like $6,000 a month.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm actually want to be an expat, is to avoid the federal taxes, because you work remotely. But most fellas don't know, like once you work remotely, you got so much power because you realize how much of your life is dedicated to work, like your location of work.
Commuting as well.
Commuting, that goes to like the gas usage, to groceries, to rent, or wherever you live at. Once you work remotely, it's like, if I want to live in Hawaii for a little bit, I can do that. I can do Puerto Rico. I can go anywhere.
And me, I work on cars for a living, bro. So wherever there is a wheel spinning, somebody got to step on some brakes, I can work on cars, right? But I went to the UK, and this is a factual thing. It's an Oyster card, right? You got to use that to travel on a transportation, right? I still got 200 pounds on this thing, right? You got to sign up for UCash. You got to do all this other shit, right? You sign up for sponsorship. So I signed up for sponsorship. I did all this other shit. I got accepted to Brunel College in Oxbridge, London. I was projected to be making 75 to 105,000 pounds a year, not American dollars. 75 to 105,000 pounds. The girl that I was dealing with, guess how much she was making a month?
I wouldn't know based on UK. Was she in the UK or LA?
Yeah, she's full British. That bitch was making $1,200 a month.
Damn.
That's like a half.
Oh yeah, because they tax them so
half a week for a check for me. You know what I mean? And then they gonna pay me more because I got a skill. And this is what I try to tell. Look, this is what I tell dudes. When you meet a woman, this is why you ask certain questions, like the past mirror and certain shit. Ask the bitch what happened between 18 and 25, because I graduated three colleges between 18 and 24. So what the fuck was you doing? Oh, women's supposed to be more mature than men, right? Well, why did I get my license at 15, 16 years old and got a car? What the fuck was you doing? How are you more mature than me if I'm doing all this? And I was working, delivering pieces. And at the time, Compton was fucking horrible. As far as crime and shit, Compton great right now. But it was fucking horrible. And I was delivering pizzas in Compton. Didn't give a fuck who laughed at me. All the people that was laughing at me didn't have a car, didn't have a driver's license, didn't have their own back spot to stay in, wasn't having all the bitches hanging out with them. You get what I'm saying? So it's like the crucial moment is between 18 and 24. You just gotta accept the career and deal with it.
Yeah, you don't want to get too set in your ways early on.
Right.
Because what happens with a lot of these guys that say don't go to college or don't go to school or just get that hustle, you're going to be working about 3 to 5 times harder if you didn't go to college. People just assume that college is like, oh, it's hard and you could put all that effort into a business. If you're studying in a STEM, like I studied STEM field, I went the graphic design route, and then now I'm a web developer. I looked at where is technology going in 20 years. Everything has a design to it. That website you're looking at, somebody had to design that. That's never going away.
True.
So I kind of looked at, okay, this is where my talents are. This is where my income potential. But if I were to just pop right out of school and just start, I would have to be working so hard just to get to that point. And most folks, they don't get that side of it. They get just hustle, just stay on your grind, just be an entrepreneur. It's like, okay, that's cute. That sounds good, but you got to really
15 years ago, smartphones didn't exist, apps didn't exist. Apple came out with fucking iPhone, revolutionized every goddamn thing. Unfortunately,
Twitter.
One of the things they revolutionized was bitches getting on the internet talking shit. So what ended up happening was they basically ruined themselves in that now Apple put a fucking 4K camera in everybody's pocket. And then all of a sudden you get the sprout of things like Instagram, OnlyFans, this, that, and other. So as far as where's technology gonna be, they're promising you artificial intelligence that's gonna replace most of these jobs. They're promising you self-driving cars are gonna replace other jobs. My bottom line is 20 years from now, I don't want to be working at all. I want to be long retired. The rest of y'all are just gonna have to figure shit out.
I'm a little bit younger than you. I work in AI now. My company is AI, and most of their AI is done for the government. And people think AI is like, a lot of the stuff you're looking at is kind of like automated. You don't realize that it's automated on the back end.
Yeah, many things are.
It's like it's little stuff that you wouldn't even assume. That's how Robert F. Smith got rich.
Yeah,
he got rich by automating like a lot of stuff in companies.
Basically, the jobs, many of them created are based around logs and studying what, many of the a lot of the AI generated stuff, compiles specific information based on what you give it or tell it to spit out for you to analyze, basically.
And this isn't the game that they're giving a lot of our young black men, that you could be making 80, 90, 100,000 at 24.
Yeah.
22 nowadays.
Yeah,
22.
like you could be coming out of high school, and if you just put that 2 to 3 years of, it doesn't need necessarily be a university. It could be just an intense boot camp.
Yeah, like just studying and get certs.
the job market is so hot right now for UX designers and web developers.
Especially online jobs.
Yeah,
they hiring anybody right now.
I'm trying to get in South Soul. You know, that's why I got on here to ask Big Truck if he got in contact with Tio Waff. I heard he teaching cloud computing.
I haven't necessarily contacted anybody really. Most of this Christmas time, I've just been on vacation. In fact, like I usually don't even do live streams like this. It's just that you know, I haven't really contacted anybody, honestly.
All right,
I mean, to be quite fair, brother, I done heard you on a few other live streams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I jump on a couple of people's live streams every now and then, but you know.
But my whole thing is, man, it's like this. I done been in 8 different relationships, actually live with these women, and that's why I try to explain to men. When men tell me, "Oh, I done this and I done that," and I'm like, "Why ain't you sleep?" I don't give a fuck, bro. I was athletic back then. When I had them 6 girls to myself, that was the weakest I ever felt in my life.
Oh yeah, you
weakest. You know what I mean? Yeah. What I'm saying is, at the same time, I dropped out of high school at 16. I checked into a junior community college. My mom and dad had to sign me up for it. I took up auto body. I painted my own car within 6 months. A 4-year program I passed in a year. Okay, I got my certificate for that. You know, here's the thing about the United States. Let me tell you what's funny.
One thing.
Go ahead, brother.
State something for the guy who had came in asking about cloud computing.
Yes, sir.
All right, so go check out. Okay, so there's some courses on Udemy right now. They're having a New Year's sale. Go check it out. Look into AWS. Look up into GCP, which is a Google Cloud, and then go look into AWS. I think I already said AWS. Microsoft Azure. That's the third one.
Yeah,
I know about that. I know about that.
I'm actually signed up with Amazon to do a January type of veteran military boot camp for just to help veterans get jobs. But you know, it's different when you're learning from someone that look like you and learning from, you know.
My thing is, whatever you take up in school, make sure it's going to be beneficial.
Yeah, cloud gonna be around because I heard
cloud computing is always going to be around.
And then he was saying how he worked. He bought a condo in I think Sao Paulo, and he can work from there. I was like, I gotta learn that. And then he said he was teaching some brothers on the passport community. So I was like, try to be proud of that. I
mean, because right now you got a lot of fraudulent online jobs. A lot right now. And right now is the best time for them to be fraudulent towards you. They're trying to get you to sell their products, but you can actually work for a company and decide you don't want to do the physical labor. Look, here's the thing. When you update your education, right? And these are the crucial moments between 18 to 24. And this is why all the women I've been with never had a career. And they used to get mad at me. But you got a career. Well, bitch, I wasn't stupid when I was 17 to 24 years old. The reason why I graduated Compton College, Cerritos College, YO Tech, all this other shit, right? Recommendations, all that. So every time I get with a chick, right? Like, I'm the type of person, like, I can work and I don't have to work. I can stay off work for a long period of time because I make that amount of money. And these chicks talk about blue collar workers, and I'm like, you know how much, because firefighters, police officers, oil refineries, people that work for the railroad, people that do automotive, all this other shit. These are, people that work on plumbing, electricity. These are all blue collar workers. These motherfuckers make more than what these bitches think they make. The minimum start.
Not only that, you're always going to be in demand. Like
the minimum start, bro, is like 35 to 45,000. But when you 5 years in a game, you're making over 100,000. Now imagine if you hooked her up with the job and put her in some position, both of y'all making 100,000. See, the thing that females don't realize, bitch, you're not gonna get a rich man. That's rare. You're not gonna be a Brittany Griner, Renner, whatever. You're not gonna be an Amber Rose. That's not gonna happen. And then we all seen what happened to what's the bitch name with the panther tattoo on her ass? She had a big old ass. She was from out here. That bitch like a straight fucking nigga crackhead right now.
That was the model.
Yeah, she used to always feature on World Star Hip Hop. She got the tiger on her ass. She had the natural big ass, light skin, real cute.
Safari Girl?
Nah, she god damn, I know some older cats know what I'm talking about. She used to work at Stars out here. She's a West Coast chick. She moved to Miami, met the wrong nigga. And this is one thing I always try to tell females. You're gonna meet the wrong nigga one day. Keep fucking around. You keep being easy, you keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna be one of them bitches missing, or you be one of them bitches standing on the corner, or you can be one of them bitches looking drugged the fuck out. I can't think of her fucking name right now. But she was very popular on fucking World Star. Q used to always feature her. She's all natural.
Salute to you, Big Truck. Thanks for allowing me in here. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, we're gonna get ready to wrap it up very soon because we're going on 3 hours now. But I don't know. Is there anything else you guys wanted to say? Like,
this is the last thing I want to say. Mm-hmm. Female or male, between the age of 18 and 24, I think you should establish a career so it can help you out later on in the future. I've been working on cars for 22 years. There's no part of the world I couldn't go where I couldn't make a shitload or a ton of money. And on top of that, it's easy to go to school in other countries because other countries explore our countries to go to school. A lot of our universities are made up of at least 60 to 65% of foreigners. So it's easy. My thing is get your career young, get it done. You know, you never know who you might meet in that process. But, you know, I just feel like it's a lost cause right now. I don't even think we need to speak on Red Pill or Manosphere or bring up clips of these bitches talking reckless. Just block their ass and, you know, go do what you do.
See, well, the thing you just got to remember is a lot of this is cathartic. Like, dudes are coming on here and they're, you know, I've always said that a lot of these dudes are suffering from grief and they're suffering from enemy. So, you know, they say the first out of the 12 steps is talking about it, you know, and acknowledging the problem. So that's what ends up really happening. A lot of these dudes come on here just to basically either listen or to talk. So one way or another, they're looking for platforms that allow them to, you know, voice their issues or their concerns. It becomes the same circular conversation over and over. It's just like you were saying, Just Pearly Things isn't saying anything new at all. All that she's doing is she's, you know, a white girl saying it. That's it. And she's just saying it. And anybody could come behind her. I've seen a couple of new people. I've seen a couple of like white guys who nobody's talking about, and they're slowly trying to build steam. One of them is a psychologist, in fact. And
my thing is,
they'll never be as big as the women, but
from 17 to 24, that is your crucial point for the rest of your life. And for me, living with 8 different women, I've literally talked with these women. And it's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying a lot of women are like this, but I'm from the hood, so I've seen a lot of women do this. They'll literally fuck their life away for 10, 12 years, bro. And then all of a sudden, whenever you meet a chick and she's starting to go to school for something, you know, 28 to like 32, that's red flags, bro. Because she should have did all this when she was younger. Absolutely. She could have been had a career. So I wouldn't even deal with a chick. Oh, I'm going to nursing school. What happened? Just ask her. What was you doing between 18 and 24? 9 times out of 10, she was doing a lot of fucking. Then she hit the wall and she wake up. Now she want to go to school and do what she should have did when she was 18, 19 years old. I would leave that bitch alone. She got problems.
Well, I'll say this, Big Truck, and then I'll head on out. It's New Year's this weekend. I'll be in Colombia, having a great time. You know, I've given out. You can call me a sellout. You could say I'm you know, not as pro-black, but I think it's important for brothers to really start looking at overseas in general, just for a lot of different things. You know, you ain't got to go back and forth and have people be passive aggressive with you. That's why I was on that other chick earlier. Because that whole I'm gonna talk to you crazy, but I'm gonna act like I'm not talking to you crazy shit. Yeah, we're not doing that in 2023. But I appreciate you letting me come up, man. I appreciate it, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, ignore that sellout bullshit, because most of these are cleanup bros, and they're dudes who actually still believe in this community, even though the community is absolutely doing them dirty and putting them into polyandrous situations. Ignore these people.
Pretty much.
Hey, I just want to give my appreciation. Thank you for having me up. Next time you have a live, we'll love to come up, man. I don't want to hold you up. I'm going to get on myself. Got to get ready for work. So I appreciate you guys, man. You guys had a lot of good insight, a lot of good things that I learned from, and I hope you guys learned from me as well. And have a good one for the night, man.
All right. Thank you.
Well.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year as it comes.
You too, brother.
All right. JZX.
All right. Want me to give a send off?
Yeah.
All right. Listen, man. You should all treat Western countries as places strictly to conduct business, study, and work. If you want family or freedom, you may build your ship here or any of the other Western countries and dock your ship elsewhere. If you decide to dock in the U.S. or any other Western country, don't be surprised when someone you bring aboard sabotages your ship. Get your money, get your passports, and get the fuck out.
Roger that.
Yeah, you guys have a nice rest of the year. Happy New Year, and be safe.
All right. Okay, so I guess that's about it, guys. We covered a lot there. So I hope there's still 98 of you here. So you know, I don't come live a lot unless there's something I just want to throw out there, something I want to talk about. So yeah, I really appreciate y'all for joining me. We had like over 130 people for the longest. And you know, I hope you guys got some information, some entertainment out of this. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Holla.